One good thing is by keeping it live, it gets recorded automatically.
Yes.
Right? One big problem is. Okay. So.
Local recording could local copy could
No local copy.
Local copy.
No. In backup, I always keep one local copy.
So we have to do something differently for this?
No, it automatically gets uploaded to YouTube.
No, but you don't get a local copy.
I don't need a local copy. Local copy, I record it specifically again.
From Zoom only.
From Zoom only.
So if you record and live, then
Yeah.
both will happen.
Both will happen. Once I entered an office meeting at Lilananda's. I wondered, who's this person in the back? It's me, Lakshman. No, there's some Lilananda here. So we keep changing the. Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. ठाकुर सुखे ठाकुर बोल हरि बोल बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल 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 देवी पगे भाई 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 बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल बोल हरि बोल बोल हरि बोल ठाकुर माने ठाकुर बोल हरि बोल ठाकुर माने ठाकुर बोल हरि बोल बोल हरि बोल बोल हरि बोल बोल हरि बोल संसारे खाती बोल हरि बोल खाती बोल हरि बोल तेरा संसारे खाती बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Did you all like this song?
Yes.
Simple song. Bol Hari Bol. Bol Hari Bol. Bol Hari Bol. Job gaya Bol Hari Bol. Naya job gaya Bol Hari Bol. Ghar gaya Bol Hari Bol. Health gaya Bol Hari Bol. वापस चले गए बोल हरि बोल. सबका हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल. भक्तिनाथ ठाकुर की. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written this song Bol Hari Bol. This song is taken from the book Gachibowli, section Sri Rama Kirtana, song number 4. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that please chant the holy names of Sri Krishna. Human birth is very rare, and hence one should take the opportunity to chant Hare Krishna mantra. You can chant the names anywhere and anytime, during day or during night. He also says that please leave the association of non-devotees because associating with them can cause hindrance in spiritual progress. Right? So we'll read the translation. Do you want to take a picture? Good. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Vaishnava bhajans are ecstatic. Yeah. Number 1. Chant the names of Hari. Oh brothers, with blissful minds, chant the names of Hari. Chant the names of Hari. Birth after birth in happiness. Chant the names of Hari. Right? So even if you are taking another birth, what will you do next life? Chant the names of Hari. Hari Bol. Maestro is spot on. Hare Krishna. Chant the names of Hari. Oh brothers, you have obtained a human birth. Now chant the names of Hari. Chant the names of Hari. Whether you are in happiness or distress, chant the names of Hari. Chant the names of Hari, O brothers, whether in prosperity or misfortune. Chant the names of Hari, chant the names of Hari. Whether you live in at home or in the forest, chant the names of Hari. Remaining in this material world for Krishna's purposes, chant the names of Hari. Hari Bol. Yeah. Chant the names of Hari, O brothers. Give up the association of non-devotees and chant the names of Hari. Chant the names of Hari. Falling at the feet of the Vaishnavas, chant the names of Hari. Chant the names of Hari. Chant the names of Gaura and Nityananda. Chant the names of Gaura and Gadadhara. Chant the names of Gaura and Advaita. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So it must have been my maybe fourth or fifth satsang in my life, and I got the association of His Holiness Niranjan Swami Maharaj in Boston. So Maharaj came. He was sitting in the temple hall. It was a Wednesday, not a Sunday. So my office was very close to the Boston Temple, 32 Commonwealth Avenue, very close. So I went and I sat. I was very new. I knew he's a sannyasi, somebody great, but I didn't know the greatness, right? So in the hall, it was Maharaj. There were Radha Gopi Vallabha deities, and it was me. And then Maharaj was like, "We'll chant." I said, "Yes." Right? And Maharaj sang this bhajan. Can you imagine? He said this bhajan. He said, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. I was like, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bolo, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Hare Anand Bhai, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari So you all can sing this bhajan in your satsang, huh? Yes. Right. Om Jnantimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadabhayam Dadadishvara Padakisham Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamritamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। वाचालं बंगं लंघयति गिरिवत्कृपः तमहं वन्दे श्री गुरुदीनतारिणं श्री परमानंद माधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम पवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्ष साभ्याभ्यन्तरं शुचे। श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु चेतो दर्पणमर्जनं भव महाद्वाग्निर्वापनं श्रेय कैरव चंद्रकावतरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् अनंतं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वत्म स्थापनं परं विजयते श्री कृष्ण संकीर्तनं। नाम नामकारि बहुडानिज सर्वशक्ति तत्रातिपानियमिता स्मरणे काल एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवम् ईदृशम् इह जानननुराग तृणादपि सुनीचेना करोरपि सहिष्णुना अमाननीय मानदेन कीर्तनैः सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवदभक्तिरहोइतकी त्वयि मयि नन्दतनुजकङ्करं पतितमां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदरुधाय गिरा पुलकिरणचितं वपुकदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रवर्षायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दं विरहे रमे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतं पिनस्तु मामादर्शनं पद्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा विलपतो लम्पतो मात्प्रणनाथास्तु एव नापर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा Thank you, Arvind Prabhu, Ratna Mataji, for opening your doors, your heart, your home, for allowing us to come inside. And so many changes you made in the home to make it bigger. Very, very grateful. Thank you. Whole family. And all glories to all the wonderful devotees who have chosen to come here yet another Sunday evening. How many Sundays we have spent like this? We don't count. Right? When we are happy, we don't count. When we are unhappy, we count. Can Sundays up top of all? Right? When you are unhappy, you count. But when you are happy, you don't count. Because every Sunday has to be filled with happiness. So once I was reading these prayers in one satsang, and one devotee, he asked me, that, why do you have to read all these prayers? Just read them. Namah Vishnu Padaya, just go ahead. We have to go fast. We can save time. We can save time by not reading some of these prayers. Anyway, everybody knows, Prabhu, every satsang you read. Why you should read all these prayers again and again? So I was remembering the words of Krishnananda Prabhu. How many of you know Krishnananda Prabhu? Wonderful Brahmachari Guru. So he told, every mantra you should take shelter. When you're chanting any mantra, you should take shelter of that mantra. Am I audible till the back? Shishya, you know what Satyavu? Yeah. Yeah, every mantra you should take shelter. You should actually feel helpless. The whole satsang process is to make us feel helpless. So we can chant this mantra with feeling. And we can take shelter of God. That's the whole satsang. Point of satsang is what? Not Shastra Jnana. Is to take shelter. Right? So when we chant the mantra, Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam. Because of that Vyasadev, we are here receiving this knowledge. Nashta Prayesho Bhadresho Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nishti. How we should lead our life, how Bhagavatam should be part of our life, right? And how this is the only hope for the whole world. When Prabhupada told Bhagavatam is the only hope for the whole world, he was not just saying because he likes Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the only hope for the whole world, right? Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namah Pankaja Nabhaya Namah Pankaja Malime Namah Pankaja Netraya Namaste Pankajambre. You should remember that Krishna. Krishna Prabhu says, whenever you chant your Hare Krishna mantra, before that when you chant Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, you should try to remember those deities. Should not just nothing will happen there. Should try to remember those deities. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who has appeared here to deliver all of us. That Nityananda Prabhu was so merciful, more merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That Advaita Acharya, right? who has appeared here, Swayam Mahavishnu, calling Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please deliver these souls. Right? That Gadadhara Pandit, Swayam Radharani, who has appeared, try to remember them. When you're chanting, try to remember them. Just try to remember them, right? And that's Srivas Pandit, who used to organize satsangs. He's the first satsang organizer. Right? We do satsangs. Who is the founder acharya of satsangs? Srivas Thakur. Right? He is the one who started. Srivas Angan, the satsangs had started. Right? Right. Understand? Right? You should remember their names. And among this mantra, who is the most powerful and merciful? Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Who is the most powerful and merciful? No. 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 Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everybody. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. They are the ones most merciful. At the end, that is the epitome of that mantra. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Because of the Gaura Bhaktas, we are here. And they are still on the planet, by the way, Gaura Bhaktas. Right? Entire Gaudiya is gone. They are filled with Gaura Bhaktas. We also want to aspire to become Gaura Bhaktas. Right? Someone said, you chant the whole mantra and then you chant Gaura Bhakta Vrinda forever. Gauravani Prabhu, one of great Kirtaniyas. Once he was singing this mantra, Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Gaur. He was not stopping on. Everybody are looking, what is this going on? He's going on saying Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. For 10 minutes is going on, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Then someone said, Prabhuji, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ke baad kya hai? He said, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ke baad mein kuch bhi nahi. That is where the buck stops. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Right? That is where the devotees, the most merciful devotees. We are here because of devotees, Prabhu. We are nobody. Nobody sitting in this hall can say he is a devotee. If Gaur Bhakta Vrinda would not have blessed us. Gaura Bhakta, all devotees of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. All the Sampradaya. The entire Gaura Bhakta. Actually, everybody is Gaura Bhakta. Sriman Ramanujacharya met Gauranga Mahaprabhu even before he appeared. Shankaracharya met Gauranga Mahaprabhu even before he appeared. All Sampradayas have met Gauranga Mahaprabhu even before they appeared. And he told all of them, just chant Hare Krishna. Right? Chant the holy names. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam. Kalavana, Sevana, Sevana, Sevana. So, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda have done that work. And among the Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, there is one Senapati devotee. What is his name? A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada Ki Jai. What a devotee he was. He came at the age of 70 and he completely changed the whole world. But such a simple devotee he was. Prabhupada was such a simple devotee. He was not a very complicated, person who would like want to defeat people or do anything like that. Yes, Prabhupada also did that. But by nature, he was such a simple devotee. I was remembering this pastime. My Guru Maharaj, as well as Radhanand Swami Maharaj, once told us, sorry, not me, is that Prabhupada, when he was in Butler, Pennsylvania, the first city that he went to, he was trying to distribute Bhagavatam sets. And he had first 3 cantos. Right? And Bhagavatam doesn't look like the way Bhagavatam that we have right now. It's very different. Right? I mean, of course, the same purpose, everything. So he was wanting to distribute that, then he went to one university. I forgot that, maybe Butler University, I don't know. Pennsylvania, University of Pennsylvania, some university there. And there he met the botany lecturer. Botany lecturer is the one who talks about plants and trees, right? So he's the only access he got, Prabhupada got. And then the bhakti lecturer told, okay, I'll meet you after the class. So Prabhupada was sitting in the garden in that university. And that bhakti lecturer went and sat beside Prabhupada. Oh, Swamiji, you have come from where? From India? Yes. And then Prabhupada asked, you have such a beautiful, garden in the university. I'm very fascinated by plants and trees, Prabhupada told. And bhakti lecturer was like, yeah, really? Yes. Very nice plants and trees. Then Prabhupada, can you tell me the scientific name of this tree? Can you tell me that tree? What is that tree? Ah, that tree is also there in India. Can you tell me about this tree? Does it grow here only or did you bring from outside? Is it very good for this climate? It's very cold here, right? Does it still grow? Right? And the bhakti lecturer became very fascinated. He started telling more and more about trees. And Prabhupada was also asking more and more questions about trees. And they went on for 4 hours. 4 hours Prabhupada is talking about trees. And he's saying in Vrindavan also we have this tree. In India also we have this tree. Wow, very nicely you are bringing up this trees. So the bhakti lecturer was amazed. You know, this person from India, some Swami, he is speaking about trees. So he spoke for a long time. Then they sat back on the bench. Then Prabhupada told, would you want to take the spiritual literature called Srimad Bhagavatam? It talks about the spiritual world, right? And you can know a lot more about spiritual world also. Immediately the bhakti lecturer was so happy. He said, yes, I will take. So Prabhupada sold his Bhagavatam set to a bhakti lecturer in that college. And that book and the 3 Bhagavatam books, or whatever number of books they were kept in the library in that university. And after many years, after Prabhupada's departure, my Guru Maharaj is Lilananda Swami Maharaj. He was not a sannyasi then, he was a brahmachari at that time. So he was doing college preaching. So he and some of his brahmachari brothers, they all went to this college. And they met this bhakti lecturer. They didn't have any clue that Prabhupada already went there. So they went there and they're like, do you want to take books? We have a lot of books. And I think I know somebody who has come and given me these books 10 years back. Like that it was. Who gave you books 10 years back? Yeah, some Swamiji. You know, he came, an old person, very nice person. He came and he gave me the books. I kept it in the library. Really? So then immediately, my Guru Maharaj, I want to see the books. So they went and they saw that Bhagavatam said distributed by Swayam Prabhupada. Right? It is kept in that shelf. And Brahmachari's tears were rolling from their eyes, you know. My Guru Maharaj has distributed Bhagavatam here. And then he asked, so do you want to tell what happened? How did he distribute? When did he meet him? So he told like 10 years back, you know, he came and spoke like this. 4 hours he spoke about trees. You know, and then he told, take this, and I felt very nice. He was a very nice gentleman. He was a very nice gentleman. I liked him. That is the reason I took these books. I never read them, but I kept them in the library. I don't know if some student takes it or not, but it's there in the library. And then, as well as Radhanath Maharaj told, do you know that he's our Guru? And he has opened 108 temples in 74 countries. And he has, you know, established a worldwide movement. That professor was like, really? No, you must be joking. He can't do that. He's such a simple person. He was talking to me about trees. For 4 hours, he was such a simple person. He is not somebody who can start worldwide movement. You're kidding me. I said, no. You want to see the picture? This is the picture. Now, Prabhupada had picture behind his books also, right? So that time he did not have any distributed housing. So is this the Swami you're talking about? He said, go, see it. You know, I mean, that time there was no Google, but he said, you can see, you can know about him. He has opened all over the world. It's called International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And he was amazed, right? And the professor was shocked. Really? How can he do that? Such simple person, such old man, 70-year-old man, barely walking slowly with me. He did all this. How many people he has around the world? He said, lakhs of people around the world. Was it really? He was totally shocked. Right? That is the quality of Prabhupada. Then my Guru Maharaj became a little, you know, attached to that set there. He said, if I replace it with full set, will you give me those 3 books? Said, yes, you can take it. So he got the 10 cantos of Bhagavatam. That time Bhagavatam only had 10 cantos. Later on, the 11th and 12th also got published. So he brought that Bhagavatam set, he kept it there, he took those cantos, the Prabhupada given ones. Until now, they are there in Chowpatty Temple. Those very books that Prabhupada himself distributed to the world. So Prabhupada went through so many austerities to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam, where he had a choice of taking things, taking things with him. What we will take if we want to take to Hyderabad, or sorry, to America or anywhere we go. We'll take our extra clothes. We'll take Karachi biscuits. Avaka pachadi. What are the essentials we have? So many things. How many will take a Bhagavatam set from here to America? How many will take? Prabhupada took Bhagavatam sets. We took Bhagavatam sets, some potatoes, and some puffed rice. That's all Prabhupada had during his Jaladuta ride. And he had so much faith in that Bhagavatam, that this Bhagavatam is needed for the whole world. And if everybody accepts this Bhagavatam, this material world will become a spiritual world. He had so much faith. And he gave the Bhagavatam around the world. And he inspired his disciples to read Bhagavatam, right? To distribute Bhagavatam around the world. And Prabhupada had so much faith. If Prabhupada had faith, why don't we have faith? What is stopping us from having that faith? Our Jagat Guru Prabhupada has clearly told, if Bhagavatam goes to every house, every temple, every place around the world, this place will become spiritual world. So we should have that faith. It will work. There is no doubt about it. Right? And then when Prabhupada used to write Bhagavatam, translate and write the purpose of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, right? He used to do chapter by chapter, chapter by chapter. And just imagine in those days, it was more popular than a Friday movie release. Bhagavatam chapter release. And Prabhupada was in some corner of the world, in Honolulu, he's in Honolulu, and he's writing 4th canto, 3rd chapter. Right? He tells on the dictaphone, and somebody, types it all, and it becomes into a small book, right? Small printed book, right? And the small printed book is stapled, whatever it is done, and then it goes to, and it is getting copied, and it goes to different parts of the world, as and when it is getting released. So people sitting in Japan, in China, devotees sitting in Hungary, for them, in their temple, that little book is to come. Latest released chapter of Bhagavatam. Chapter 3, 4th canto. Chapter 4, 4th canto. Chapter 5, 4th canto. Like that. For them, it was like a release of the greatest release. And immediately, as soon as the book would come, the temple president would say, okay, everybody sit down. Right? And you would read the entire chapter. Translation, purports, everything. And in those days, they used to wait for that. When is the next chapter coming? When is the next chapter coming? Next chapter came? Yes, let's go. Right? And Prabhupada himself would write answers to the letters of devotees. And the letter also was read in the whole temple. Right? Temple president would say, this letter is very instructive. Can I read to the whole temple? The disciple, whoever wrote the letter, like, yes, please read it. And you would read the whole letter to the whole temple. The whole temple was blessed by Prabhupada. Right? Those purports of Prabhupada. Can you imagine the pain they went through when Prabhupada left the planet? They were hopeless. They completely devastated. Their souls left their bodies. Right? Where is the next chapter? When is the next chapter going to come? Right? So many of them cried for days and weeks and years. And even now they cry. Remembering Prabhupada. Prabhupada, you have left us. But where do they find Prabhupada again? In his books. Whenever they read the Prabhupada's books, they would cry again, saying that my Guru Maharaj is with me. Can you imagine the great disciples of Srila Prabhupada for distributing this movement, for spreading this movement around the world, how dedicated they are? Amazingly dedicated. Because they still are carrying their Guru in their hearts. They have not forgotten their Guru. It's not any impersonal movement, Prabhupada Mataji. It's a very personal movement. Right? Even now they come and cry. Please take Bhagavatam set. And every time a Bhagavatam set goes out of their hand, right? They feel the reciprocation of Prabhupada. Prabhupada himself blessing that, yes, my dear disciple, you have done it for me again. Every single Bhagavatam said. So I was speaking to Radhesham Prabhu and I asked him, Prabhuji, this time you are not going to be there during Bhadra Purnima because he's going to US. He's on a US trip for almost 2 months. So every year you sign and you give Bhagavatam sets. What do we do this year? How can we stay motivated? We are trying to do this for you to make you happy. Because you are happy, Prabhupada is happy. Like that. It's always a connection. If your Siksha Guru is happy, your Diksha Guru is happy, entire parampara is happy. It always is like that. Right? So I asked him, what do we do? Then he said, Prabhu, this time we can make Prabhupada happy even more by asking Anand Mai Prabhu to give the books. Anand Mai Prabhu is a Prabhupada disciple who dedicated his entire life staying in Hyderabad, being part of Bhaktivedanta Book Trust BBT and distributing Bhagavatams. Right? He said, you call Anand Mai Prabhu, you make him sit, and through him you give the Bhagavatam sets. Prabhupada will be even more happy. He said, Prabhu, you have told you do that. Right? So he asked me how many Bhagavatam sets you are doing. So I'm going to tell a number. Don't kill me for that. Right? We want to do 365 Bhagavatam sets this year. Right? Why? Every single day, one Bhagavatam set. We have done something. That's the idea. Right? So the number is there. We all will try our best. If we do 365, Bol Hari Bol. If you do 500, Bol Hari Bol. If you do 100, Bol Hari Bol. Right? Bol Hari Bol. Whatever happens, Bol Hari Bol. We have to do our part. Why? Because it pleases Prabhupada. Every single one of us, we can do our part. Right? We can distribute more Bhagavatam sets. Let the world be filled with Bhagavatam sets. Let's not worry who is going to read, when they're going to read, how they'll read, whether they'll read or benefit or not. The Prabhupada disciples are so much determined and so much convinced that Bhagavatam will change the hearts. Let the Bhagavatam go to every house. Let it go to every single temple. Let it go to every single leader. Just imagine a day in India, you enter somebody's house and you ask, don't you have a doorbell? Don't you have a doorbell? Everybody has a doorbell. Then you can ask, don't you have a Bhagavatam set? I don't. What is this? You don't have a Bhagavatam set? Sir, I'll get it. Don't worry. We should create a situation, right? Where every house has Bhagavatam set. And everybody sees the Bhagavatam set. And every morning the Bhagavatam speaks to you. Eppudu chadutaro nannu? Eppudu open chestavu? When will you open and read me? I am waiting for you to read me. And what are your chances of reading Bhagavatam? When the Bhagavatam is in the house or not in the house? It's in the house. So the chances are more. So we are creating more chance for people to read Bhagavatam by keeping Bhagavatam in their house. Right? We have to do that. We have to be self-motivated. Right? This is a moment of self-motivation. You have to motivate yourself. Right? I can only irritate you. I can't motivate you. Right? But please try to do your part. You all can do our part. Yes.
Radhesham probably taking from hands of Radhesham probably has been a selling point for us.
Yes. This time you're going to take it from the hands of Prabhupada disciple. Direct Prabhupada disciple. And that will please Radhesham Prabhu even more. Right? That's the whole point is we are not trying to please a person, we are trying to please entire parampara. Yeah. And most importantly, to please Radharani the most. Because her beloveds pastimes are being given to the whole world. Right? So we try to do our best. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we also chanted Shishtastikam prayers. So I highly recommend please chant Shishtastikam prayers in all satsangs. We should do that. Because Shishtastikam prayers are the saransh, the entire conclusion of all the scriptures. Right? Anyway, we have finished Bhagavad Gita. If you have chanted Shishtastikam prayers, there's nothing much to discuss. Because that's what the whole movement is for, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prayers. So it's a good idea to chant this Shastram phrase. Make it as a part of template. After you finish this, chant this Shastram phrase. Right? So, chapter 13 is about knowledge, Jnana Yoga. We did go through the Jnana Yoga where Arjuna asked the question, my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti, Purusha, and the field and the knower of the field and the knowledge and the object of knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, this body, O son of Kunti, is called the field, and the one who knows the body is called the knower of the field. Kshetra, Kshetrajna. We discussed on length last week, so if you're not there last week, then go and hear the recording. 13.3. O skin of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies, and to understand this body and its knower is called knowledge, and that is my opinion. Right? So, very clearly, Krishna is saying that there are two knowers inside our body, two knowers. You and me also. And I am not only knowing your body, but I am knowing all the bodies. Yes. 13.4. Now please hear my brief description of this field of activity and how it is constituted, what its changes are, when it is produced, who that knower of the field of activities is, and what his influences are. Right? So Lord Krishna explains about the field of activities. Can anyone remember what are the field of activities? Yeah. So 13.5. That knowledge of the field of activities and of the knower of the activities is described by various sages in various Vedic writings. It is especially presented in Vedanta Sutra with all reasoning as to cause and effect. Right? So he's explaining that these field of activities that I'm going to mention now are agreed by all the sages also, and is also mentioned in the Vedanta Sutra. So he himself is a compiler of Vedas, but still he is trying to give more importance to the sages also. Right? So here he talks about the 24 elements. What are the 24 elements? Can you remember? Five gross elements, which is earth, water, fire, ether, air. Then 3 subtle elements, which is mind, intelligence, and false ego. Then 5 senses. What are the 5 senses? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. What are the sense objects? What are the 10 sense objects? Form, smell, taste, sound, and touch. What are the working senses? Hands, legs, anus, genitals, and there's one more. Tongue? I think it's tongue. Let me try to remember. So 5 working senses. Right? And then the 3 modes of material nature. The 3 modes of material nature are Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. All these together constitute the 24 elements. Kshetra. Right? And when all these 24 elements are there, then we all have emotions also. 4 emotions. Happiness, distress, desire and hatred. Simple. You're happy or you're distressed. You have a desire when it's not fulfilled, hatred. So when these 4 emotions also get into that, then all these elements start working with each other. Right? We have a desire of gulab jamun. If it is not there, your tongue is disturbed because the smell is not coming. And the form cannot be seen, gulab jamun form. Right? So you develop hatred towards the person or in satsang. Where is the gulab jamun? See how they're working? Little trigger here and there, the emotions and the elements together are working. So all this together is what we are all doing. This is the data science of God. Right? All the data is flowing between these 24 elements and the 4 emotions. And the 25th and the 26th, if you want to say it as element, is soul and super soul. Right? Atma and Paramatma. Together, we have 26 items, 26 aspects. In that, soul and super soul is not counted as element, but they are also in us. We are what we are. Right? So Krishna says all this knowledge, and he says everything is his interaction. So the 5 great elements: false ego, intelligence, and the unmanifested, the 10 senses, and the mind, the five sense objects, the desire, hatred, happiness, and distress, the aggregate of the life symptoms, and convictions are all considered in summary to be the field of activities and its interactions. Right? What is science? Krishna is speaking here. Now, this section is one of the most favorite sections of many speakers in ISKCON. This 8th shloka to 12th shloka. Because here Krishna is going to speak about what is knowledge. Right? Krishna explains the process of knowledge and liberation. Now, we're going to read this purport today. You know, Prabhupada's purport in detail we'll read. Right? It's very important because Prabhupada has invested so much, especially in this verse's purports. Every single word that Krishna explains, 20 items of knowledge Krishna explains. How many? 20 items are there. Every single item, Prabhupada explained what is it, what exactly it means, and what is its importance. Right? He specifically spoke about it. So we'll try to meditate and understand all this. And what is the use of this knowledge, by the way? What is the use of this knowledge? What is the use of these 20 items? Why you need to know these 20 items? If you want to make progress in spiritual life, you should have knowledge of this 20 and also follow this 20. That is the reason Krishna is speaking about this 20 items. Is everybody following? Am I audible? Hare Krishna? Yeah. So this 20 items is very important. This is knowledge. Krishna is not going to say zoology, biology, whatever. They are not in the 20 items. Or mathematics, accountancy, right? They are also knowledge, but skill-related knowledge. Agriculture, horticulture, there are skills for you to survive. But real knowledge is this. Right? This 20 items that Krishna is going to speak in the 13th chapter, 8th shloka to 12th shloka, is real knowledge. And if you don't have this knowledge, you will remain in this material world. You have to have this knowledge. Right? They are the pathway to liberation. They are the qualities that one has to acquire to go out of this material world. Otherwise, you can't. Right? With that pretext, let us try to read this 4 verses. And this is the only 4 verses Prabhupada has combined together. In the entire Bhagavad Gita, 4 verses combined. Prabhupada combined to 2 verses. But this is the biggest combination Prabhupada brought all together because the 20 have to be understood together. They're not like, okay, this item and that item is different. No, all this together we have to understand these 20 items. Right?
5
Huh?
verses.
Yeah, 5 verses. Sorry. Yeah, it's 5 verses. Yeah, I was hearing from one Maharaj and he was explaining these are the highest verses that Prabhupada has combined. I forgot it is 5. Yeah. From 8 shloka number 8 to shloka number 12. Yeah. So let us try to chant. I'm not very well versed with chanting this Sanskrit here, but I'll try. Please try to repeat after me. Is it visible till the back? Yeah. Amanitvam adambitvam ahimsa kshanir arjavam acharyopasanam saucham स्थैर्यम् आत्मा विनिग्रह इंद्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम् अहंकार एव च जन्मा मृत्यु जरा व्याधि दुःख दोषानुदर्शनम् अशक्तिर अनभिस्वंग पुत्रधार गृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्वम् इतानिस्तो वपतिषु. Somebody help me with this? Ishtanishto papatishu. Mai chananya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini Viviktadesha Sevitvam Aratir Jana Samsadhi Adhyatma Janma Nityatvam Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam Etat Jnanam iti proktam Ajnanam yad ato antayat Ajnanam yad ato anyatha Ajnanam yad ato anyatha. The last one is the punchline. Saying, except all this, everything is ajnana. Right? All these 20 elements are there, 20 items of knowledge are there. Except these, anything else you have is only a burden you're carrying. Right? So importantly, Krishna is stressing here. So you have to understand the importance of this, right? So please repeat after me, or let's read it together if you can. Okay? Humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of evil and birth, death, old age and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home and the rest, even-mindedness, amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be, is ignorance. So besides this, everything else is ignorance. So how many has many other items which you are proud of? Huh? I know this, I know that, I know this also, I know that also, right? Besides all this. So Krishna is telling that they're all ignorance. Why is it ignorance?
It is not solving a purpose to go towards
Hare Krishna. So he told very straight and clear. If it is not, if this knowledge is not making you equipped to get out of this material world, what use is that knowledge? What use is that? Right? The knowledge should take you out of the shackles of birth, death, old age, and disease. And this is the knowledge which will take you out. Right? So this is jnanam. And what is jnayam? Jnayam is that which needs to be known. Is soul and the super soul. The relationship between the soul and the super soul. Right? So this jnanam is good. But ultimately you need to know jnayam also, which is soul and super soul, which we'll discuss in the following verses. Now, what we'll do in the next some time, what is the time? 6:44. Until we finish all this, we are not having dinner. Let's see how much you can do today. Okay. So we want to go through each item properly for this detailed study of Bhagavad Gita, right? So let us go through. So what is the first thing that Lord Krishna is saying in the whole items of knowledge? Amanitvam, right? Which means humility. Right? Humility is such an important thing. Without humility, you can't understand anything, can't gain anything. Yeah. So please focus on these purports. I know they're very small to read, but I'll read. Please focus them. Focus when I'm repeating the purports. So we can actually gain something out of this class. It shouldn't be like, yeah, we attended this class, those verses are over, tick. No. It should do some ticks inside our heart also, right? So Prabhupada has put his heart and soul into these purports. So let's read them. This process of knowledge is sometimes misunderstood by less intelligent men as being interaction of the field of activity. But actually, this is the real process of knowledge. If one accepts this process, then the possibility of approaching the absolute truth exists. This is not the interaction of the 24 elements as described before. This is actually the means to get out of the entanglement of those elements. Are you understanding what Prabhupada is saying? The 24 items are okay, but uske chakkar mein padoge, yahi pade maroge. है कि नहीं? You are all the time desiring, all the time hating, you're all the time happy, all the time distressed. This sense, that working sense, this work sense object, this mode of nature, this element. You are just going around. Isn't it? So Krishna is saying the 24 elements is okay. Kshetra is okay. Kshetrajna is also okay. Who is Kshetrajna? You as soul. And me as a super soul knowing all the Kshetra. That is also okay. But by the way, Jnana is very important. If you want to come out of this, you need to have this Jnana. Right? So goal is to come out of those 24 elements, not to ratify the 24 elements and feel mereko bhakti aa gaya. Bhakti nahi aaya. 24 element aa gaya. Knowledge is okay. Yeah. The embodied soul is entrapped by the body, which is the cause of 24 elements. I'll repeat this. The embodied soul is entrapped by the body, which is a causing made by the 24 elements. And the process of knowledge as described here is a means to get out of it. Of all the descriptions of the process of knowledge, the most important point is described in the first line of the 11th verse. My Chananya Yogena Bhaktir Abhyavicharini. The process of knowledge terminates in unalloyed devotional service to the Lord. Very, very important line is Prabhupada is saying. How much knowledge have you all acquired? Tell me. What all you have done here? Can everybody repeat what all you have done here so far? SSR, check mark. Bhakti Shastri, half check mark. Almost check mark. IDC, check mark. और क्या क्या check mark मारना बोलो. Bhagavatam, one reading, getting there. Some of them are getting there. Some is in 8th canto, some are in 2nd canto, some are struggling in 1st canto, some are still opening the cover. Somebody is searching in the house. Bhagavatam किधर रखा था मैंने? Right? So there are different people in different levels. Right? Somebody donated his Bhagavatam to somebody else. Huh? So people have gone to all levels in Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam progression. Right? So all this is going on. I don't know why I went there. What was I going to tell? So all the check marks of knowledge we have. Isn't it? We are proud of our whatever courses that we have attended, whatever courses we are doing. Now I'm going to ask you a simple question. Are you chanting 16 rounds? Are you chanting 16 rounds? Daily, faithfully, without a gap. Are you chanting? So something has come into the action. Something has come. Sorry, Prabhu. I'm feeling guilty. Yeah. Something has worked. If you're getting all the knowledge and you're not chanting, what is the use of that knowledge? That is exactly what Prabhupada is telling here. Mai Chananya Yogena Bhakti Ravivicharini. The process of knowledge terminates. The process of knowledge doesn't elevate, terminates the unalloyed devotional service to the Lord. To become very, very attached to that knowledge. To become, what do you call that? If you don't, so you have to make sure that the knowledge is ultimately leading you towards devotion. Otherwise, that knowledge is a burden. You are following me? Knowledge actually becomes egoistic. Ego also it becomes a burden. Tomorrow, if Krishna comes in front of you, you're going to tell your own Bhagavad Gita to Krishna. We are so capable, right? We are so capable and independent. We can even give suggestions to Krishna also. You should not have spoken Bhagavad Gita, making so many people stand in the sun. Can't you tell them to go home? You can take Krishna, you can take Arjuna to your own room and give Bhagavad Gita session. Huh? Zoom session you can give. Right? Why you told about? So we are capable of giving suggestions to even Prabhupada. You should not have taken Jaladuta. No, you could have printed more. You could have taken something. You could have shipped from India. Why you have to? So we are in that situation. Right? Our false ego is situation. We can give suggestion to anybody. Because that is what we are proud of. I'm telling you, that's my situation also. Right? I want to give suggestions to my seniors. I'll try to go and give suggestion to Rajesham Prabhu. Probably you take some rest. In my life, I will not repeat that word. Right? Smashed. Even I was thinking the other day, I was telling my wife, I'll take some. No, no, no. This life is not meant to take rest. We should take only rest when we go to Golok. Crystal. Right? Can't do that. There are different pusha. You should understand, pros and Mataji's. What we are dealing with here is spiritual matters, not material matters. All your material skills, management skills, material thoughts, material whatever ideas, Six Sigma templates, outside the gate. Outside the gate. Inside the gate is only spiritual. Meaning, are you ready to become uncomfortable to give comfort to Krishna? Period. We are not here doing financial planning. We are here planning to go back to Krishna. Are you understanding? So, yahan pe aake, we should not think, how can I be comfortable? How can anybody be comfortable? No, that is not the goal. And my job here is to make you more uncomfortable. Because I am an uncomfortable fellow. Right? And that's okay to become uncomfortable. From what? From settling down in this material world. Right? Have you seen concrete anytime you're putting concrete? Right? When you're putting concrete itself, they start poking into the chaka, 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 chaka. Because it better goes and settles in the right place. You miss a little time, it will settle in a very uneven way and you'll get leakage in your roof. Right? Putting a concrete is very, very sensitive day, for any building maker. He can't take it easy. You can build walls, but this is different. But in putting the roof concrete, you have to be really, really careful and very attentive. And you can't do it fast. It has to go through its own way. And you're also beaten up, so that you go to every corner. In the same way, our gurus also will beat up. Because we are like that stupid concrete, which will become frozen even before it knows where it is supposed to be frozen. Concrete doesn't know where to freeze. Your guru knows where to freeze you. You understand it? Prabhupada knows where to freeze us. He will take that stick and push it down so that Amma! Padara, Manse. You need that. Wherever our ego is, our guru will slice it. Whatever our ego is, he'll slice it. Hare Krishna. Right? And the purpose we are coming here is for that only. Please try to understand that. We are not here coming to help our guru. We are allowing guru to help us. We are allowing our guru to help us. I am also coming here so that my guru will help me. We are all in the same. Nobody is a guru here. I am not any Siksha guru. I am not nobody. I am just repeating what our entire parampara has told us. You following? And it's very important. It touches us. For some people, it touches it directly. For some people, it doesn't touch directly. There they need a screwdriver. Right? For nut and screw has to be done. For some people, a hammer also is needed. Because they will not move. Right? But ultimately, what is the goal? What is the goal of coming to this satsang? Become uncomfortable. To break into pieces what? Our ego. Our ego. Right? It has to be smashed up. Otherwise, we will not go forward. We will get stuck there. Ultimately, brothers and sisters, we all have to give commitment to the parampara who is giving us this knowledge that I am going to surrender. I am going to chant my rounds. I am going to take initiation. I am going to surrender to the spiritual master. Who are the spiritual masters? I'm going to surrender. And I'm going to serve in the mood of a servant, of a servant, of a servant, of a servant. And I will follow the 4 regulative principles. Of this, there is no compromise. Right? Ultimately, the goal of satsang is to make us reach that point. Maybe right now I am not in that point. And that is the point. That you are not in that point. Right? So how will you reach that point? Through positive association. Positive association is so important. Prabhus and Mataji, the Vaishnavas that we have in our life are the mercy of Krishna. Don't look at the person sitting beside you as somebody ordinary. Who he is. Don't look at him as a new person or an old person. that person is sent by Krishna. And he is going to help you. And we all have to help each other. And that is the only hope. Who will help you? Your neighbor will help you? Karega koi neighbor. Some neighbors don't even open their doors. And you don't even know who is there inside that house until they vacate. No, we don't do that. Yes, mene. That is called community living. Right? So that is the situation we are living in. Devotees are the only people who will be the most merciful. I had my friend here some time back, selling this to some devotees. His name is Yoga Lakshmi Narasimha. Right? Satyaprabhu, you know yoga, right? Yeah. So yoga was there in my house. 2 days he stayed, and he said, "I don't want to meet anybody. I want to spend time with you." He told. I said, "Okay, Prabhu." He also got initiated. His Guru Maharaj kissed his forehead when he drove him. He liked him so much. He's such a humble person by nature. By nature, he's humble. I am not humble by nature. I am trying to become humble. It's very difficult. But he is humble by nature. Right? So he told, "I want to spend 2 days with you." He and his wife came. He said, "Okay, Prabhu, we'll spend 2 days." And in the 2 days, half a day, he made me, my wife, sit in one room and gave a thrashing class to both of us. Saying, "You're doing nonsense. You both have to fix your life. You have to give importance to family also, children also. Whatever that you have to do, you should also do that. Also do bhakti, walk together, go together." So anyway, I can't share everything that he told. But 4.5 hours, he spoke without any compromise to both of us because that was needed. He is my Siksha Guru. So who sent him? You know what? When he came, I went to Krishna and I prayed to Krishna. "Krishna, you have sent him. Please make him speak what I need to hear." I told that to Krishna. Please make him speak what I need to hear. And the very next day he did that. And I also told him, "Yoga, I told you, I'm telling you, I went and asked Krishna that you have to speak what I need to hear." And he spoke that. And that was very much needed. So how many Siksha Gurus we have? Siksha Gurus are sent by Krishna in different means and ways. Even the person sitting beside you can be a Siksha Guru, who is going to tell you what you need to hear. And ultimately, what is the purpose of all the Siksha Gurus? Is to make you go closer to Krishna. To make sure, he told, your health is most important. If you're not going to invest on that health, I'm going to take a piece of mind out of it. He shouted at me. "What are you becoming? Mini elephant?" He had to tell all that. I have to do that. I have to fix it. Right? Somebody has to tell that. And devotees are the only people who will do that. They'll do that. Right? Because they care for you. They love you. They love you. At the same time, health is a priority. Everything else is a priority. 24 elements are a priority. But this knowledge is most important. Fix our body, but that is not the goal. Different people come with so many goals to satsang. And they disappear also when the goal is not fulfilled. For somebody, the goal is making sure paper plates are not used. And after some time, they disappear. Because paper plates are being used. Is the satsang goal to remove paper plates or to keep paper plates? Of course, we'll also use steel. Of course, we'll also use other things. Of course, we'll also fix it. But that is not the goal. If today paper plates are there, doesn't mean that I should stop the satsang and say, until I get the nature-based plates, I will not give the class. That is not the goal. Are you following me? We will have to do the right things. But the right things are not the obstacle for us to go forward in spirituality. But we should still do the right things. Right? For everybody's knowledge, Surendra Prabhu has some very nice nature-based plates. So going forward, we can take Prabhuji's assistance to get those plates. Right? So we'll also fix those things. But that is not the goal. That is not the goal of the satsang. Right? 24 elements are a good knowledge to have, but they are not the goal of our existence. Our goal is to come out of the shackles and get the knowledge which will actually help us. And that knowledge should not become an obstacle in our progress in spiritual life. Remember that. Right? Are you all okay so far? Okay, let's go forward in the purport. It's a very heavy purport. So if one does not approach or is not able to approach the transcendental service to the Lord, then the other 19 items are of no particular value. But if one takes the devotional service in full Krishna consciousness, the other 19 items automatically develop within him. Out of 20 items, most important item is what? Bhakti, submission to spiritual master. If that is not there, remaining 19 items are useless. Are you understanding? Yeah. Okay. Where am I? Yeah. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 18th chapter, 12th shloka. Yes, yasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gunes tatra samashate sura. All the good qualities of knowledge develop in one who has attained the stage of devotional service. The principle of accepting spiritual masters mentioned in the 18th verse is essential. Even for one who takes to devotional service, it is most important. Transcendental life begins when one accepts a bona fide spiritual master. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, clearly states that here, that is the process of knowledge, is the actual path. Anything speculated beyond this is nonsense. Anything beyond. Nana, can you sit a little absent? I'm worried about the rain on the rise. Can I get some water? What about? Sorry for the Yeah, this is good. This is good. Very good. Thank you. I got water from Singapore Township. Now, what is it? Srinagar Colony. Thank you, bro. Yours, next. It's a trend setting water.
What hurt?
Huh?
What hurt?
You got hurt, huh? I hurt. So, yeah. There is a scripture called Hari Bhakta Vilas. How many have heard of this? The etiquettes of a devotee, etiquettes of devotional service are mentioned. What is the first and the most important etiquette a devotee should follow as per Hari Bhakta Vilas? Can anybody guess? Hari Bhakta Vilas, written by whom? Sanatan Goswami. And what is the first and the most important etiquette? Without that, everything else is nonsense. Surrender to spiritual master. Can you believe it? Acharyas have told, if at the end of the day, you are not surrendering to a spiritual master, tadat kim, tadat kim, tadat kim, tadat. What is the use? What is the use? What is the use? What is the use? What is the use of your spiritual life? It's all drama. You like to sit behind gurus? You want to host gurus? You want to have sadhus around you? What are you doing with them? Time pass. Or popularity gain. Or some kind of subtle happiness. Happiness in the mode of goodness. Right? If you're not taking shelter of the lotus feet, if you're not taking shelter of that guru's, lotus feet, what is the use of your spiritual life? Your spiritual life doesn't start until initiation. And your spiritual life starts from initiation, doesn't end. Right? Initiation is a very, very important thing. I did not speak about initiation a lot in the satsang so far. But Hari Bhakti Vilas says you have to accept a spiritual master. There are wonderful spiritual masters. Right? I know a spiritual master who is a disciple of Prabhupada, who also initiates, and he has always finished the 16 rounds before Brahma Muhurta. Before Brahma Muhurta. He has never, ever not finished his 16 rounds before Brahma Muhurta. His Holiness Niranjan Swami Maharaj. Okay? You want such a spiritual master? Yes. Okay? There is a spiritual master who has dedicated his life to go to all villages and preach the most difficult people to reach. And spends his times all the time in the sun, burning against the sun, going around with disciples, most difficult task he does is known as Loknath Swami Maharaj. How many of you know him? He's the initiating guru. When he does kirtan, right? It's not entertainment. A lot of people say, Loknath Maharaj, kirtan chalo baithte. Are baito mat, row wahan pe, row. Kirtan is supposed to cry, not entertainment. Loknath Maharaj is saying, let's go. No, he's crying. He's asking us to cry like him. Right? There is one spiritual master who, at the age of more than 80, he has never skipped a single Mangalarti in his life. Wherever he is. In Mayapur also, now also you go, any Kartik time, he'll hold that big lamp. Sometimes the lamp is so heavy, you should not judge their spiritual energy, but he holds like this. Huge lamp it is. Who is it? So does Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Right? They're not ordinary sannyasis. Should take shelter of them. Should take, and there's one spiritual master who wanted to show the entire society of ISKCON that no COVID can stop our mission to serve Prabhupada. And he sacrificed his life to prove that point. As well as Bhakti Charu Maharaj. Right? And there is one spiritual master whose organs have failed, they have been replaced, but nothing makes a difference for him to go around and keep initiations, traveling non-stop. As well as Jabasaka Swami Maharaj. Right? Why are they doing this for us? There is one spiritual master who has so many problems in his digestion, so many problems in his breathing, he has asthma, he has a lot of things, I can't tell the detail. Right? But he is not tired giving even a 5-hour class, 7-hour class, 10-hour class, sitting straight, it doesn't get it all. As well as Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Right? Why are they doing all these things? Why? So please the spiritual master and to save all of us, And if you're not feeling inspired to take shelter of such great people, then what is this life for? What is this life for? How long do you want to continue like this? There is an urgency. You know, I was thinking at one time in my spiritual life, should I go and ask for initiation? No, Prabhuji, I think when the right time comes, my Siksha Guru will tell me, when the right time comes, I will ask. I'll think about it. Like that I was doing. And one disciple of His Holiness Indradutta Sai Maharaj used to visit our home. His name is Vijay Gopalpur. He's a Polish white person who came to my house. He gave me a piece of his mind. He said, what do you think you are? No, you ever put an English. To Telugu, I didn't touch it. It's telling English. Right? What do you think you are? You don't need a spiritual master? You want somebody to come and put your name for initiation? You're not desperate for initiation? You don't know how to go and ask? Do you want initiation or no? What do you want to do with your spiritual life? You want to die like this, come back? You are so close. You are so close to death. You are so close to get the mercy. What are you waiting for? No, Prabhuji, my Siksha Guru should decide. Who is your Siksha Guru to decide? Go and torture him until he gives an initiation. I was like, first time. Really? I can torture my Siksha Guru? Yes! What use is of that Siksha Guru if you are not able to connect you to Parampara? What kind of Siksha Guru you are following? Go hold him. My Siksha Guru is Yugal Kishore Guru, very, very humble and nice person. Should I go and ask him? Yes, of course. Go ask him. But he told after probably at least 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. What 4 years, 5 years? How much does he think that you are desperate for initiation? How much does he think? That probably he knows that I want initiation. He doesn't know. He needs to know. Go and talk to him. He literally charged me up with that. And then onwards, every time I met Yugal Kishore Prabhuji, what about initiation? Yeah, I told you that, Prabhuji. I'm speaking. No, Prabhuji, what about initiation? I was not acting. I understood the urgency. What about initiation? Prabhuji, we'll speak tomorrow. Okay, Prabhu. What time? What about initiation? Right? I need to get Diksha. Because I don't want to die. I don't want to learn mathematics again. I don't want to. But stupid subject. I don't want. I'm sorry. Somebody loves it. I don't want. I don't want to read that history book again. I don't want to learn what is amoeba. I don't want to know how a paramecium looks like in chappal. I don't want to draw it again. I don't want to. I understood. It's the biggest torture. And I can't even imagine doing CA again. That's a horrific episode that happened in my life. There are children, don't listen to me. But point is, he created the desperateness in me. He did that. And he was sent by Krishna, I realized. For an egoistic person like me, I needed a person like that to come and take a chappal and beat me on my head, saying that, what do you think you are? Parampara will come and initiate you. You are such a great person. The Guru will come. Oh, Prabhu, you are What are you? Then I was literally behind. Prabhuji, I want. Then he told me how he was desperate to take initiation. He took initiation from His Holiness Indradunna Swami Maharaj. Again, another great sannyasi, traveling monk around the world, tirelessly. Right? Now he went. So there is a great disciple of Indradunna Swami Maharaj. His name is Prahlad Das. Have you heard Prahlad Das Kirtans? Anybody here? Unbelievable. Right? If he does Kirtan, you will forget the world. He'll literally cry out his name. He is born in Prabhupada's mission, Prahlad Das. His parents were devotees. So Prahlad Das manages the initiations of Indradunna Swami Maharaj. So all the initiation recommendations go to him and finally has to approve and all that. So this Vijay Gopal Prabhu, he wanted to get initiation. So every year, whatever income tax return he'll file in America, you get a refund back. Normally, you get a refund back for some dependents. You get a sizable amount actually. He just gets that amount, transfers to his Guru Maharaj, saying that use it for festivals. So Indradunna Maharaj is famous for conducting festivals around the world. And there is a lot of money needed for those festivals. Lot of money, not little money. What we did here is 1/10 of what any festival it does. Right? Thousands of people, high class prasadam, high class tent, high class dramas, high class singing, everything happens. You can go and search for Woodstock. What is it? Woodstock festivals in YouTube. You'll see that. Right? Amazing festivals. So he went and told Prahlad Das Prabhu that Prabhuji, I want to get initiation from Indradunna Swami Maharaj. He said, yes, I am putting you in the list. No, Prabhuji, I want to get initiation from Indradunna. Yes, you are in the list, Prabhuji, I want to get initiation from this. What is the thing? I want it, Prabhuji. You don't understand. I really want to. So every time he looked at that Prabhuji anywhere, he used to run away. Prahlad Prabhu is running this side. Why? Because you can see Vijay Gopal Prabhu there. Prabhuji, what about meditation? Oh my God, it's running everywhere. That's not irritating, but the point is importance. Right? He went there and he asked. And finally, Prahlad Das told him, Prabhu, your name is in the current initiation list. It will happen. When is the current initiation happening? Prabhuji, it will happen. Maharaj has to give the date, then it will happen. Where is it happening? Wherever in the world it will happen, I will make sure that I will call you. You will come. I cannot forget you. I will make sure that you will come. So it all happened, and the date came, and he got a call. He flew from America to I don't know which country in Europe. He went there, initiation happened, and more relieved than this Prabhu was Prahlad Das Prabhu. Haipendra Babu. Right? He got done. Then he's like, Prahlad Das Prabhu came and told Vijay Gopal Prabhu. So Vijay Gopal Das Prabhu ki jai, very nice name he got Prabhu. He got initiated. Prabhu, what about my second initiation? What is this? This is too much. I just got initiated. What is the second initiation? No, Prabhu, I want to get second. What is the second initiation? Is the greatest initiation. It's like worshipping the deities. Oh, Prabhu, give some cap. I can't go to Maharaj and ask now. I can't go and ask now. No, but you start planning, Prabhu, I'm interested. Finish. Until he got his second initiation, he didn't leave that Prabhu. He got his second initiation also. Right? So he told me that what is the importance of accepting a spiritual master. And it's not accepting a spiritual master for the sake of accepting. Right? You are keeping your soul in a locker in the hands of spiritual master. Use me now. Use me now. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadishakam. Mama Janmani, Janmanishware, Bhavtat Bhakti Rahitya. You have to give that. You have to give that. You have to give yourself to your spiritual master. ऐसा नहीं इनिशिएशन हो गया हाँ चलो प्रभु एक नाम भी मिल गया क्या नाम है My name is Mahesh. I got Manohar Das. I'm Manohar Das. Right? I become Manohar. I become, Praveen. I became what? Pranananda Das. I don't know. Right? Some name I got. Right? Okay, name I've got. Now over. Amma, yeah, I've been. In spiritual society can tell I'm also initiated. No. Initiation means your 24 hours are not yours. They're not yours, Prabhu. If you're ready for that, then only go and take Diksha. Otherwise, there are so many other places you can go and take rubber stamp Diksha. This is not that kind of movement. Here you have to give your soul, your house, your property, your wife, your children, your comfort, discomfort, everything belongs to your Guru. Done. On the day of initiation, it's a rebirth and death also. So what is dead? Your individuality. What has taken birth? Your dependence. Right? That is the day of initiation. If you have taken initiation and you are still thinking, how much should I surrender to Guru? I think Sunday evening is more than enough. Or one preaching program is more than enough. Or one Bhagavatam donation is more than enough. Hey, Baba, what is the bank balance you have? All that is not yours, is your Guru's. And you're taking a vow in front of your house belongs to your Guru. If it needs, sell your house and serve your Guru. Your Guru will never ask for that, by the way. In our society, no Guru will ask for that. Never. In fact, if they get to know that you are not taking care of your family, they'll come and tell you what is His Holiness. Prabhupada Swami Maharaj is famous for that. You'll first make sure that how is your family life? How is your balance between husband and wife and how you are chanting nicely? Your quality of your sadhana comes first. Of course, all gurus insist on that. But I have heard from the disciples of Prabhupada Swami Maharaj, very particular about it. Very particular about it. Right? So, Guru never wants anything from us. But are we ready to give everything to Guru? Yes or no? Yes. You should become there. You should get to that point. Then you will experience happiness of Krishna consciousness. Then, until then, you will not experience any happiness in Krishna consciousness. It's a burden. Krishna consciousness is a burden until you submit to a spiritual master. The day you submit to a spiritual master, you start experiencing happiness. Right? Because now he is going to take care of you. Prabhu, you become relieved. When you get initiated, thank you. Krishna, you have accepted me. Line mein laga diya. All I have to do is what? Stay in that line. I should not leave. Just stay in that line. Stay in that line and do everything that will motivate others in the line. Don't do things which will demotivate others in the line. If you are not able to chant 16 rounds, what is the reason? Can anybody tell me? Anybody? Why somebody cannot chant 16 rounds consistently? Yeah. Deprioritization, yes. And no taste. He doesn't understand. Yes. No faith. Yes. Huh? No urgency. Yes. Huh? No conviction. Yes. Independent nature. Yes. Anybody else? Vaishnava. Yes. You all have told all the answers and all of them are right. But one of the most important answer is Krishna is not allowing you to chant. Simple. If you're not able to chant 16 rounds, it's not because of anything. Is Krishna doesn't want you to chant 16 rounds. What he does? He'll remove the taste. He'll make you judge other devotees. He'll make you do Vaishnava Prajna, different ways, subtle ways, gross ways. You will not allow it to chant 16 rounds. Prabhus and Mataji's, every morning when you get up, intensely pray to Krishna that Krishna, please allow me to chant 16 rounds today. Please allow me. Because I owe to my spiritual master. Whether initiated or not, doesn't matter. You're owed. Initiation is an aspect of heart. You've given it, you've given it. I told it. Please allow me to chant 16 rounds. Please allow me to chant 16 rounds. Please, I'm desperate. Please, don't take it for granted. Don't you ever take it for granted that today you'll finish 16 rounds. If you're taking it for granted, you're removing Krishna out of the equation. Krishna can do anything. Krishna can stop you from chanting 16 rounds. And when does Krishna stop you from chanting 16 rounds? When he sees your intentions are not right. When he sees that your intentions are not right, he'll immediately discourage you from chanting 16 rounds. Why? If you chant 16 rounds and you take initiation of spiritual master, Krishna surrenders to you. Krishna has to be careful, no? Ek kaun aadmi Gachibowli se? Right? What his intentions are? Krishna has to be very careful. Otherwise, you can take it. And one day you can make it. You will get initiated. And then Krishna will stop. Krishna knows. Krishna is Hridesha Arjuna Tishyati. He's sitting in our heart. And he knows what our intentions are. If you don't have intention to surrender, he will make sure that you will not chant 16 rounds. He will not. And if some devotee is struggling to chant 16 rounds, the only reason is Krishna is not allowing him to chant 16 rounds. You have to sit beside the devotee, you have to help the devotee, you have to tell the devotee, you have to beg the devotee, if needed, wash the feet of the devotee and tell, please start. Get to that point. Sooner or later, get to that point. Because Prabhu, you will miss the bus. You don't want to miss the bus. I don't want to see you miss the bus. Right? And this is called association. And making sure that all of us are going together, we hold each other's hands and we can do miracles. Right? The Rath Yatras that we did. How many have watched the videos? Yeah? Did you enjoy the videos? Yeah. When I was sitting and doing the editing, I was enjoying every little bit. And it was so difficult for me to cut. Right? How can I cut this? Everybody is so happy. Right? Then joining everything and then kept a song of Anantita Prabhu. Right? Yeah. But all that was possible because of Krishna's mercy, Prabhus. Without Krishna's mercy, that is not possible. How can you pull off Rath Yatras? How can you have a Rath? That's another myth. I mean, I don't know how many of you know, but how that Rath came into existence. Right? Within 8 days. Within 8 days, the Rath was ready. And the Rath is right now parked in Avatar, right here. It needs a lot of repairs. We have to plan that. We don't want to plan it next Rath Yatra. More tension, no more tension. Right? So, everything that we are doing is made possible by Krishna because he sees our intention. If our intention is pure, Krishna will make it happen. If our intentions are not pure, Krishna will not allow us into the inner circle of his satsang. Will not allow. Let's be very prayerful to Krishna that please keep me in your inner circle. Let me not be in the outer circle. Outer circle means material world. Inner circle means spiritual world. I want to be in inner circle. Please, Krishna, please. I know I'm not qualified, but please pull me into your inner circle. And when he will pull us into the inner circle, when we will not create disturbance in that inner circle. If you create disturbance in the inner circle, immediately he'll tell, okay, you are better off outside only. Okay? Go outside. So Krishna is the one who's control of everything. Everything is being controlled by Krishna. What is the definition of God? Creator, controller, enjoyer, proprietor, maintainer.
Permitter.
Right? Huh?
Permitter.
Yeah, he permits everything to happen. Right? So intensely pray to Guru that ask Krishna to allow me to chant 16 rounds. And when your guru is pleased, your spiritual life is taken care of. The easiest way to go back to Krishna is please your guru. Simple. First choose that guru. Who that Diksha Guru is. Siksha Guru is only a representative of that main Diksha Guru. Remember that. Siksha Guru. In fact, all of you in little ways are Siksha Gurus to each other. You are inspiring. When you are inspiring somebody, it's like you are a Siksha Guru. Right? I get inspiration from all of you. So whenever I look at Mahesh Prabhu, I see the happiness that he carries in spiritual life. He's my inspiration. Right? Yeah, he's a Siksha Guru. Yes, he teaches me. Be happy, Prabhu. Right? Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Does this Krishna's permission applicable only for chanting or also going through scriptures, having a social understanding or gaining some knowledge? What I think is somehow Krishna has some level of mercy on me where we are able to chant without any place. But for some reason, especially in the evenings, whenever we want to have a celebration of our Vaishnavas or some program comes up, or maybe there's nothing, but we just want to sit at home, go through Bhagavad Gita, or watch some of their videos or any. Some obstacle comes up in the way of some calls or some word from the office. That day is incomplete. We don't spend the evening with gaining some knowledge or learning something new. Right? The day seems to be very incomplete. Sometimes I think myself, is Krishna not allowing us to do that? Now it is quite resembles with what we are discussing. So I want to understand that.
No, he's not stopping you. It's our life. We have so many other responsibilities. It's part of our life. But remember that Krishna is not measuring how much you have read about him. He's measuring how much you are conscious of him. Right? Even when you are not doing that activity, you are still conscious that I am not able to do that activity. That is what Krishna is looking for. Right? On that battlefield of Kurukshetra, it's not like Arjuna every time looked at him and said, okay, one more round finished. He didn't do that. He was simply holding the Dhanush and arrow and he was shooting. And all the time he was Krishna conscious. All the time he was Krishna conscious. Right? That is the aspect of Krishna consciousness. That's the reason, Prabhuji, it's very difficult to judge any devotee. Very difficult to judge any devotee. How much Krishna conscious he is. Can you even tell how much anybody here is Krishna conscious? You can't tell. Right? He might appear like a normal person there, but he might be the most Krishna conscious person here. You don't even know that he is the most, or she is the most Krishna conscious person. You don't even know. And that is the reason they say in Satsang, you should be very careful with everybody. Everybody.
Basic whatever principles of equations are there.
Yeah.
You can say this Krishna consciousness and all, but if I'm not doing the rounds, for example,
that is reflected. Yeah, that's a very important point. So one of the things that you should not measure, but a criteria that acharyas have told is how much you are following the principles given by the acharyas. That determines if the person is in the right path or not.
So I'm not
And if somebody is not able to follow, then we should encourage that person. Everybody goes through his struggles, bro. We go through so many struggles. In past life, my Siksha Guru tried a lot, but I did not do that. I'm sitting here again. Right? Even before that life, my Siksha Guru took a hammer and beat it. Still, it did not work. Right? Still, I'm sitting here. So it's our choice whether we want to close the deal. Right? But we have to follow the minimum principles. And if you're not following, at least you're respectful towards them. See, you cannot go and tell people, Prabhu, sometimes eating onion garlic is okay. Your naya philosophy is there. Right? Or there is somebody in satsang is struggling. You go and tell them, Prabhu, don't take. It's okay. 2-3 years take, na time. You take time. 2-3 saal ke baad shuru karo. Means the whole intentions are wrong. Right? You should help that person saying that, Prabhu, let us have one lunch together. My wife makes very nice prasadam without onion garlic, and encourage them. Right? But for that matter, even eating outside. Eating out is a very sensitive matter, but in satsang we discuss sensitive matters. Right? Eating outside, is it permitted, Haribol? Eating outside? Eating something that is not offered to Krishna, is it permitted? I cannot hear the loud no.
No.
Still not convincing no.
No.
Humble no. No!
No.
No. Why no? Why no? You are eating sin. You're not, it's not offered to Krishna. You're accumulating more material burden. Right? One time, on one side, you are pouring water to the plant, other side, you are pulling the plant out. Right? It's not going to work. Okay. So, Prabhu, we are grahasthas. What to do? We are here, we are there. Eat curd rice. Who is stopping you? When you are so desperate to that you don't have anything else, you don't have to order paneer butter masala. Simple. तो वहाँ पे emergency fulfill कर रहा है, emergency create कर रहा है. Huh? If you have to eat out, which is not a place where it is cooked by a devotee or it's offered to Krishna, it doesn't have onion garlic, right? What are you supposed to order? Achar है नहीं है वो साइड में रखो. You make it. Let me finish the matter. Right? Doesn't mean that I make it a feast. No, once in a while. बच्चों के लिए, बच्चों के नाम पे, right? Family के नाम पे, हाँ? Birthday के नाम पे, anniversary के नाम पे. See how many are satsang we have, right? We have almost 80 people sitting, 80 practicing devotees sitting here. 40 pure devotees they never come to satsang. And Shuddha Bhaktas another 20, they appear once in a while. So together we are 160 around congregation. Right? So 160 people are there. If 160 anniversaries happen and 160 birthdays happen and everybody is calling each other outside, we will definitely eat a meal outside every single day. Isn't it? Is that the point of satsang? No. Yeah. And eating so much also is not good. Right? So my humble request is, all anniversaries, all birthdays, let us celebrate in the satsang itself. Sunday satsang, let us celebrate here itself. You can wish on that day, but let us all celebrate in the satsang in a humble way by honoring prasadam of Shri Krishna. Again, doesn't mean that abhi paneer butter masala satsang mein bhi lekar aao. Zarurat nahi hai. बहुत खा लिया पनीर बटर मसाला, बहुत खा लिया पालक पनीर, है कि नहीं? Enough. Now let us eat what is needed for our soul. Right? So accepting the spiritual master. Yeah. Sorry. One more question.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Extension of the question. As an individual, the person might be feeling, or a devotee might be feeling that I'm not worthy enough to give suggestions to my other god brothers. Might he generally it's a good trait to have probably, because he himself is not pure and we don't want to give any suggestions, or we are not in a situation to give any suggestions or any improvement actions to other god brothers. That's one way of tackling it. One way of thinking.
You're saying you should not give suggestions?
No, the thing is, devotee himself, if he is feeling that he is not qualified to give any solutions to other god brothers.
He feels that he's not qualified to give suggestions. Okay.
He himself is struggling in spiritual life.
Okay.
And he is not in a situation, or that thought itself is not coming, that you have to give some solutions to our other god brothers.
Okay.
And at another end, we learn from Shiksha Guru that we should, whenever there is something is there, we should tell, or we should raise our voice.
Yes.
So is it not a contradiction?
Okay.
I don't know whether I made
So you are hearing that you should give suggestions, and at the same time you should not give suggestions.
Because
is it a contradiction?
It's not a wrong thing that a devotee thinks that he is perfect and I can give suggestion to other god brothers. It's not a wrong thing.
Yeah. So Prabhuji, very nice question. So there are multiple aspects to it. In the role of a Shiksha Guru, in the role of a person following. Two different aspects. Let's not combine these two. Let me talk about the Shiksha Guru side.
Okay, and I don't have any issue with
No, both the ways. I have to answer both the ways because then it will not be a complete answer. Yes, if a Shiksha Guru is thinking that he doesn't need anybody's suggestions, then he is gone case. He is no more a Shiksha Guru. Right? हो गया वो, उसका spiritual life बाद में गया, खत्म. Right? मतलब he is already thinking is Guru. Here nobody is a Guru. Only Prabhupada is Guru. And Prabhupada disciples are Gurus. Our Shiksha Gurus are Guru. We are not Guru. I am not any Guru. Neither are you a Guru. Right? So Shiksha Guru's perspective very clear. He should be open for all suggestions. Because if he is not open for suggestions, how will he improve? Period. Right? So this Shiksha Guru's side. And from the people who are coming to Satsang, should they give suggestions? Of course they should give suggestions. But is that suggestion increasing the surrender of other devotees or becoming an obstacle in their surrender is the most important question. Because the reason we are coming to Satsang is to progress in spiritual life. Right? And if our suggestion is bent behind making somebody comfortable on a bodily platform, keeping aside the spiritual elevation is not a good suggestion. For example, if I tell, I mean it's not me, your guru is there, he's telling a lecture, and all his disciples are sitting and some others are sitting, and he felt that he's inspired to tell more. You should not give a suggestion, Maharaj, 9 o'clock dinner. Is it a good suggestion?
No.
It's a good suggestion from materialistic standpoint. What is that? Everybody needs to have dinner at 9 o'clock. Otherwise, next day morning, bachon ka school effect hoga. But you cannot give that suggestion to your guru. Because guru is inspired by Krishna to speak. Right? That suggestion you should avoid. Are you following? What is the suggestion? Looking at material comfort in a satsang. That suggestion you should not give. But deep inside, you are feeling that Prabhu, it is becoming late for everybody is a good feeling of compassion. That Krishna is knowing. You don't have to prove in the group. You don't have to prove in the group that I am feeling like that, everybody is feeling. No. You have that feeling, Krishna knows, and Krishna is already blessing you. My dear, whatever, Mahesh Prabhu, you are very concerned about everybody. I bless you that you will get Krishna praying. You don't have to suggest that to your guru. Because your guru is also praying in a different level, in a different consciousness for everybody's betterment. Right? If a guru is going on with his lecture for 4 hours, I remember one lecture, in Chopati, when my Guru Maharaj was giving one lecture about Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. He gave one lecture. So he was telling about the greatness of Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. It was Bhagavatam class. And he started speaking to Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. It was not the agenda of the class, but he started speaking right after the departure of Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. How many of you know Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj? Yeah, wonderful, great preacher in Islam. So he started speaking about him. At one point, he started speaking more about him. At another point, he started speaking about him and about him and about him and about him. Normally, Bhagavatam class ends at 9:30, right? And then the afternoon, there is some other classes. And the Sunday feast class starts at 3:30 or something, which ends at 7:30 in the night. And then dinner prasadam, 8:30, everything is clear. That is the Sunday schedule in that Chopati temple. We started speaking of Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. Everybody is sitting and like really connecting to the greatness of Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj and how he dedicated his life and everything. And lecture went on 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Organizers are sitting there. Prabhu, Maharaj, prasadam is getting cold. Now it is deep cold. Now it is frozen. Breakfast prasadam is left out. How many? For 1,000 people prasadam is made. And 1,000 people are sitting. Rapt attention. 3 hours passed. 4 hours passed. Prabhu, 5 hours passed. No restroom break also. Maharaj is going on speaking about it's Zen ISKCON Dietary. 7.5 hour class. 7.5 hour class. At one point, the organizers told, okay, the Sunday feast starts now. Time went on till Sunday, till that time. And Maharaj was not, it's not like Maharaj doesn't want everybody to have breakfast or lunch. But Maharaj felt I'm not speaking on his behalf, but great sannyasis, they're in Anandamaya platform. We are in Annamaya, I'm in Annamaya platform. For me, where is Prasadam? Is it hot? Is it served? When will it be served? What is there inside it? Is it different from last week? That is my Annamaya platform. Right? A little more Pranamaya platform. I will die without it. How can I live without it? Right? Still Annamaya, come Pranamaya. Right? Jnanamaya platform. For somebody like me, is there carrot in it or is there potato in it? That is my jnana. In Prasadam. So Jnanamaya focused on Pranamaya. Annamaya. Vijnanamaya. I realized how nice it is because it is khichdi. Right? Again on Annamaya only. My whole platform is Annamaya. How can I go and give suggestion to somebody in Anandamaya that stop your class? We are dealing with different people in different levels of consciousness. We don't realize that. Will you get sleep if you don't do 360 facets? How many of you will sleep if you don't do 360 facets? Guilty feeling aa rahi hai. You should not sleep. You should not get sleep. You can't compare. That's why when you come to spiritual groups, that is hearer's consciousness. Shiksaguru's consciousness, or somebody, if you are playing that role, be open for suggestions. But the person suggesting, Anna, that level is different. I have come here to hear and progress. Let me be in that way. I can't suggest here. I can suggest here, but I can't suggest here because the intentions, the goal is different here. When a spiritual master is giving a class, you know what he'll feel? Like, what is that great Kirtana? Aindra Prabhu. When Aindra Prabhu chants, you know what he told? Chant your first round. That is first round of your life. Second round, thinking only one round is done. I have to better than the second round. Third round should be better than second round. Fourth round should be better than third round. And when it comes to 16th round, say that this is the last round of your life. The last mantra of the 16th round. Say that this is the last time I am uttering Krishna. And the 16th round gets over, roll back the beats and start from the first round again. Because now your chanting starts. Till now you chanted for the woe of the spiritual master, you did not chant for Krishna. Now you chant for Krishna because now your woe is over. Your woe for the day is over. Can you sit beside him and tell Prabhuji, but Prasadam time? Mangalarti time? Prabhu, but we finished the rounds. Can you speak? Can anybody here can go and give suggestion to Aindra Prabhu? We can. Gachibowli devotees are great. We can give suggestion to Aindra Prabhu also. We are like that, independent. Right? Managers. We have several designations, right? In our offices. Huh? D1, C1, B1, A1. Right? Then if you are not A1, there is a problem. Am I the topmost or not? Stupid designations will come into satsang also, there is a problem. We are not here to manage, we are here to be managed. Somebody has to slice our ego, and that Krishna will take care. Right? I'm speaking too heavy, or please forgive me. I myself struggle. I also go and give suggestions. Sometimes it's good to shut your mouth and just go through what you're going through. That is what is needed. I have understood that very nicely from my Shiksha Gurus. Next time I'll go and pick up Raisham Prabhu, I'll not even open the door. If you open the front door and tell Prabhu there is more room for legs, I'll get a purport of what does it mean to be room for legs. Right? Once when Prabhuji was serving Raisham Prabhu coconut water. He takes coconut water at a certain time. He has some Ayurvedic pravritti because of which he has to take the coconut water. And the coconut has to be tender inside. It should not be totally formed. Right? Tender coconut. So who can tell whether it is tender inside or strong inside? Who can tell? Right? Only the coconut seller can tell what is there inside the coconut. And I don't know how he does it also. So I was driving Radhesham Prabhu, and this Radhesham Prabhu servant, he got the coconuts. And for some reason, he hurried it up. He didn't ask that person that it has to be tender. He did a big blunder. He brought that coconut inside. He had probably drank that and he said, okay, now the coconut inside, the tender coconut. He opened it, it was all hard. Right? And the Prabhu was like, I am finished. And Radhesham Prabhu is very humble, nice, he always. But when he has to take care of you and really correct you, you know what he told? No wonder people are serving ISKCON and ISKCON is not growing. This is the situation. That devotee, I don't know where he kept his face or what he was thinking. Totally devastated. What did I do? Yeah, you don't listen. Right? Now I have to go and find my own coconut. I have to tell. So many times it is told, but still we don't understand. That is the reason ISKCON is not growing as an institution. Because you're not focused on what you're supposed to do. All it is, he did not ask for a tender coconut. But Prabhu, your Guru will slice your ego that way only. In spiritual life, that is needed. Kaun सीधा करेगा? Guru करेगा सीधा. As much as he chastises his servant, he also loves his servant. He will make sure, as soon as he goes to a satsang, give him prasadam. Make sure that he has eaten prasadam. Make sure that he has. See, Prabhupada has shouted everybody as idiots and rascals. But Prabhupada also washed their plates. Don't forget that. When you have love, you have a right to chastise. When you don't love anybody, there is no right to chastise. And if somebody is chastising you, he is the only person who loves you. Remember that. He's the only person who loves you. Otherwise, why will anybody chastise anybody? तुम रहो तुम्हारी जिंदगी में जो करना है करो मरो. Right? Why will anybody chastise you? The Guru is chastising you means the Guru is taking special attention on you. He's trying to tell you what is good for you. He loves you. You don't see that, then it's your misfortune. So should I give a suggestion in satsang? No, I told. Shiksha Guru should not say that he doesn't need suggestions. And a disciple, or not disciple is not the right word, the aspirant devotee in the satsang should give suggestions, but that suggestion should not be on materially motivated platform. It should not be about material comfort. It should be more driven in terms of will that increase Krishna consciousness of that person. That is the only focus in satsang, Prabhu. That is only. See, my goal is not to finish verse number 8 to 12. If somebody is thinking that, it is not happening today. Forget about it. That's not my goal. Right? That's okay. My goal is not to finish that book. My goal is to make you understand every single syllable that Krishna used in that book and what Prabhupada gave us. You all can read. You don't need me. A fool like me cannot teach Bhagavad Gita. You all can read. पढ़ो बैठ के समझ में आ जाएगा. कुछ ना कुछ तो आएगा. हम क्या ये जो चर्चा चल रहा है ना, what we are discussing right now is satsang. This is satsang. Should I give suggestion? Should I take suggestion? How to behave in satsang? What is our motivation in satsang? This is satsang. Right? You are going to a class or some sadhu is visiting your home. He doesn't tell anything good to you. He just praises you. Prabhuji, your service is great. Prabhuji, you are great. Prabhuji. You are already cloud 9. Brian Adams, cloud of the 9. Floating. Right? And that, oh, Prabhuji, your service, Prabhu, your service. Cloud 10. Right? Who is that one person will come and tell, Are, Indra, are you going to go forward or no? It's not about how many sadhus you are meeting. It's not about how much close you are standing to a sadhu and taking selfie. It's not about how much donation you give to that sadhu. It's all about, are you really willing to surrender to that sadhu? Or teachings of that sadhu? Are you really ready for that? If you're not ready for that, shrama eva hi kevalam, Bhagavatam is saying. The entire effort is shrama. Good for nothing. Good for nothing. Isn't it? Are you part of the mission of that sadhu? Prabhupada folded his hands and he told, please help me in my mission. He folded his hands and told, what more you want to see, Prabhu? What more you want to see from an acharya? He folded his hands. Tears in his eyes, he told, please help me in my mission to serve my spiritual master. I am not capable of serving my spiritual master. I want all your help to serve my spiritual master. You know, when he told that, people gave their life. Because they could see genuine love in Prabhupada for his spiritual master. That is what we need to see. If you see a devotee submitting his life for Krishna, hold that devotee's feet, Prabhu. He will take you back to Krishna. That's all you need to do. And what does it mean to hold his feet? Serve him. Serve him in his mission. Okay? Our spiritual masters have kept a target of what? And what is the Bhadrapurva target this time? 43,000? 43,000 Bhagavatam sets around the planet. 43,000 Bhagavatam sets. Now, many of the spiritual masters will feel unhappy if this is not achieved. Everybody. Everybody will feel unhappy. This is not achieved. And how many will feel happy if it is achieved? Everybody. How much are we contributing to it will determine our spiritual progress. That's all it is. How much are you part of the mission of your spiritual master determines your spiritual progress. Is your project different? Your spiritual master project different? No, it's not going to work like that. It's never going to work like that. You have to first of all know what are the projects your spiritual master is taking up. Right? You should know that. And you should contribute to that. Monetarily, time per se, skill per se, whichever per se. Contribute to that. And then that will determine your spiritual progress. It's not a stamp that, oh, I got initiated to spiritual master, I'm happy. No. How much are you part of his projects? Do you even know what projects they have? Okay. I've taken a picture of one devotee of Attapur temple in the Gachibowli circle. It was raining cats and dogs. And he's holding Bhagavad Gita and going and knocking the cars. Bhagavad Gita is covered by the plastic cover. So wondering, is the book not getting wet? No. Boxes were open on that side. And in the rain, right, he's going and knocking. That service, Prabhu. That devotee, you should not give suggestion there. So can't you bring an umbrella? Why are you studying like this? It's already 8 o'clock, why don't you go? You feel like that. You feel like that for the devotee. That is devotion. But giving suggestion to the devotee is not devotion. You understand the difference? You should feel for the devotee. Next time when you go, buy an umbrella, on the way give it to him on the signal. Prabhu, just a small gift for you. Right? Give this umbrella. But don't tell that devotee that, Prabhu, क्या मिलता है प्रभु जी सब करने से? कौन पढ़ता है प्रभु जी? इतने लोगों को भगवद गीता दिया, कौन पढ़ता है प्रभु जी? How many years I've read Bhagavad Gita, Prabhuji? This book distribution and all, why do you do, Prabhuji? Have you seen devotees like that? There are many devotees like that who speak like that. Will Krishna like what they're speaking? No. Will Prabhupada like what they're speaking? No. You can't do it. Don't discourage others. You don't feel like that. Don't discourage others. Does prasadam change your heart? If you don't have faith, it doesn't change your heart. Prabhupada had so much faith in prasadam. He told, make prasadam, distribute prasadam. That's our goal. Make prasadam, distribute prasadam. Make sure prasadam reaches everybody. And if you are not able to see the difference between prasadam and normal food, then you never understood what is prasadam. You didn't understand what is prasadam. There is one Mataji in America. She cooks once a meal. One special meal a week she cooks. 10 items in the house. She is not a speaker. She doesn't know how to preach. Or maybe she knows, but she is not. Small children she has. She puts prasadam in small containers in that plate, covers it, and gives it to her children to distribute in the colony. The child goes, knocks the door, prasadam from my mother. The entire colony became devotees. Just looking at the faith that Mataji has in prasadam, the entire colony became devotees. She had that prayer. And when I spoke to her, she told, Prabhu, I really pray that everybody who is eating this prasadam should get Krishna Prema. I don't have that, but I pray that everybody should get that Krishna Prema. That prayer is so potent in that Prabhuji, in that prasadam, that anybody who eats it, even if he doesn't know it is prasadam, Bhaktilata beach will sprout and he'll become favorable. One day he'll become devotee. But how much faith she has? Her husband has a very busy job. She has small children. She can't organize satsangs. But can you cook? Yes, you can. Can you distribute it? Yes, you can. Without any expectation that whether they'll come to satsang or not, whether they're coming or not, doesn't matter. I am distributing prasadam. That is what my spiritual master told. Miracles happen. There is one Mataji in Delhi. I forgot her name. She is a disciple of Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Her Maharaj told her, Bhadra Purnima, last year, when it was Corona in 2020, distribute 1,000 Bhagavatam sets. What will you and me do? I'm sorry, what will I do? Guru Maharaj motivates people. Guru Maharaj tells it to everybody. Right? Guru Maharaj, I'm a lady, I'm a 55-year-old lady or 60-year-old lady. Right? I don't know how to preach. I don't know how to distribute Bhagavatams. I never distributed Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita also I don't know how to distribute. Guru Maharaj told her, I don't know to distribute 1,000 Bhagavatams. I don't know if somebody knows her name. Huh? Radhika? Radhika Kripamati. Prabhuji, during Corona time, that old lady, through Zoom classes, distributed 1,000 Bhagavatam sets. Yes. If you know her, tell her she has a follower in Hyderabad also. Yes. Whatever the shipping cost is, it has to be signed by Gopal Krishna Maharaj. See, Prabhu, what you can do when you take shelter of your Guru, what you can do. What you can do for your Guru, if you just hear the instruction, also with the instruction comes empowerment, blessing. What you can do for your Guru. Can anybody in your dreams think through Zoom call you can distribute 1,000 Bhagavatam sets? 1,000 Bhagavatam sets. We are talking about 365 and already we are thinking what to do. We should have faith. Yes. If Guru has told, it will happen. Because with that instruction also comes empowerment. We have to feel that. Lord Ram told Hanuman, go bring Sita. Go find Sita. He just told, go find Sita. Everything else came along with it. And what Hanuman became after that instruction. Before that instruction, does anyone know Hanuman? Yeah, there is this Anjani's son, who had all the powers of the demigods. He got cursed, all the powers are shelved now. Yeah, he's there somewhere in the Hampi area. That's all. Until he met Ram. And when Lord Ram looked at him and said, please go and find my Sita. With that instruction came what empowerment? Huh? He jumped, he went, he smashed entire Lanka, shivered Ravana. Right? Sitting in Ravana's darbar, he told Ravana, if one monkey from my Lord's army can come and do this, think about what when my Lord will come. Don't allow that to happen. Give back Sita. You see the guts of Hanuman? He's going to be killed. And Ravana is not an ordinary person. When Ravana was fighting with Yamadharmaraj, Ravana was fighting with Yamadharmaraj, the Lord of Death, Yama. And Yamadharmaraj threw his Trishul on Ravana. Right? He had that, what is that, Danda? That Yamadanda, they say. He throws it to kill. He was going to throw, at that time Brahma came and told Yama, don't do that. Izzat jayega tera. Don't do that. It will not work. You will be shameful for throwing that. You can't kill Ravana with that. Can you imagine? Lord Brahma is telling Yamadharmaraj, don't throw, because if you throw for the rest of eternity, it will be shameful. People will laugh that your Yamadhara didn't work. Don't throw that. Just get out of the war. You can't defeat it. That kind of Ravana, Hanumanji is sitting like this in his darbar and saying, if you don't return Sita, I am just one monkey in his army. This is the guts of Hanuman. Pavan Putra Hanuman ki. Right? Where did he get that information from? Ram Nam. Just by chanting the names of Ram, he got that information. That is the power of spiritual master's instruction, Prabhu. And if you limit with our material abilities, if you are limiting with your material abilities what I can do, what I cannot do, then you have not understood spirituality at all. Spiritual science is beyond your material capabilities. Right? Spiritual science is far, far beyond your material capabilities. Don't bring your material capabilities into satsang. Whole point is gone. You understand? Your calculation, material calculations, material way of looking at things, I can do, I cannot do this, that. Forget about all that. Maharaj, you want me to do this? I will do it. Go outside. Let Krishna take the tension. How to make it happen? Right? You know what Prabhupada used to do in the beginning days? Whatever anybody used to do, Prabhupada used to say, okay, do it. One fellow never even read a magazine. Prabhupada told him, start a magazine, Back to Godhead in San Francisco area. You are telling me to start a magazine? And he actually started a magazine. He started a magazine. Prabhupada told, do the Rath Yatra in San Francisco, distribute prasadam. They told, how many Prabhupada? Everybody. Just think about it. They don't have money for the next Sunday feast. They don't have donations for the next Sunday feast. And here Swami Prabhupada is telling that do the Rath Yatra, distribute prasadam to entire San Francisco. And what did devotees do? They made parathas. They made parathas, masala roti. Right? And they took with that Rath. And wherever Rath is going, they are distributing parathas. If there are too many people, less parathas, they are tearing the paratha into half. Half paratha here, half paratha here. And everybody had Jagannath Prasad in San Francisco. Everybody. Nobody went without prasadam. Prabhupada's wish is fulfilled. Right? How it happens, who does it, how it makes it work. Forget about all this calculation. We are not here to sit and calculate what we can do. We are here to understand what our Guru can do. What Prabhupada can do. Can miracles happen? Right? If a great sadhu comes to this area and says, here a Bhavya Mandir should come in this part of the city, it's already over. Krishna is already sanctioned. Financial budget is already passed by Lakshmi Devi. Money is already allocated. It's already credited in some people's bank account also. You don't even know. It's already credited. Money has already come. Which is 100 crores are already in the bank account. ICICI, IDBI, IFCI, already there. Do you believe in what I'm saying? Start believing. This is spiritual life. Exciting. Right? And then you start going and then you start building the temple. Then you go and say, Prabhu, can you do it? Yeah, I was waiting for you. Here is your 2 crores. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. You don't believe, right? I mean, like, this is a problem. You don't believe. You have to believe in miracles. It happens. How do you think all the ISKCON temples came, Prabhu? Every single temple was a miracle only. Every single part of the world, every single temple is a miracle. That happened. Prabhupada told, temple here, temple. There was one fight in New Jersey. One temple president, Prabhupada gave that you become the temple president of this temple. Another fellow was very angry. I thought Prabhupada will make me the temple president. That fellow went and opened another temple in New Jersey. Prabhupada was very happy. 2 temples in New Jersey. You become temple president. No problem. That competition is okay. Right? Do preaching. One Prabhu called and he told, Prabhu, recently I moved to India. I want to preach in Gachibowli area. Rajesham Prabhu told that you are preaching in Gachibowli area. Your whole group is there. So can I also preach? Will that be a problem if I also reach out? I said, Prabhu, in my beside building, nobody is preaching. Please come and preach. I am only preaching in block 1. Block 2, 3, 4 are empty. In Avatar, 10 blocks are there. Nobody is preaching. Please come and take all the blocks. You know what I'm saying? And if there is 10 preachers in 10 blocks, Prabhu, nobody is preaching in floor number 2. We need a preacher. Right? For a person who wants to serve, there is no competition. For a person who wants to follow the instruction of his spiritual master, everything is auspicious. Right? But I don't know, went in different directions, but point I'm trying to make, this first part of the purport is about accepting a spiritual master. And that was today's theme. That without that, spiritual life will not start. Sarunayam. We should take that step. Accepting spiritual master is like accepting another wife. You have to be chaste. You have to make her happy. You have to keep her happy. You have to follow the needs, whatever comes out. It's like a marriage. Initiation is like a marriage. Right? Another husband, another wife, whatever you say. Not in the sense of husband and wife, but that's like a marriage. It's an institution where you give your life to a spiritual master and your spiritual life begins. Initiation means initiated, begins. So, Prabhu, until then, what am I doing? Preparing for initiation. Right? Until initiation, you are preparing for initiation. After initiation, you started your spiritual life. This is Krishna consciousness. And knowledge comes with humility. But that is what Krishna is explaining, right? Humility. First thing. And without humility, you can't accept a spiritual master. You can't accept a spiritual master. And when you're accepted as spiritual master, no looking back. And you're not shopping spiritual master. Who is available? Who gives easily? Prabhuji, I want to get initiated. Tell me the spiritual master who gives it in 6 months. Tell me the spiritual master will give it in 1 year. 3 years, sir. Prabhu, too much, Prabhuji. 3 years? No. That's too much. 5 years, sir. No, Prabhu. Give me a little less. What are you doing? Shopping? It's mercy of a guru. Of course, there are very merciful spiritual masters who try to give it as soon as they can to serve Prabhupada. How many here are ready to take all the sins I have done in my life. You are ready to suffer, keep your rent. I have 20 kgs to give. Prabhuji, don't do that. Very dangerous. Our sins burden itself is so much. We ourselves are not able to take. And this person who doesn't even know you as you, or rather he knows you, is coming and telling, I am ready to take your sins. And I take the responsibility of taking you back to Godhead. Giving you initiation. Who is ready to do that, Prabhuji? No? He is not shopping for disciples. And we should not shop for a guru. Right? I've seen really not good things also happening in our society. Where somebody comes and says, Prabhuji, I have changed my guru now because he's not giving initiation. I'm going for that guru because he's giving immediately. What is this? Some kind of a joke? And one person comes and says, Prabhuji, ultimately it's Prabhupada only, right? Any Shishya, how does it make a difference? Huh? Any Prabhupada disciple, how does it make a difference? Ultimately it's Prabhupada only, right? That is also Mayavad. You've given your heart to a spiritual master. It's better you die if you don't get initiated. But don't change the heart. That is called chastity. That's called, I want to serve this person. I know one disciple of Gorgoin Maharaj. He lives in Boston. He didn't get initiated. Gorgoin Maharaj left. And he's not taking initiative from anybody else. He said, I'm initiated too. His name is Bhakta something. In the US, they always add that Bhakta. George, Bhakta George, Bhakta Jason, whatever his name is, they add that Bhakta. So I told Prabhu, you're initiated. Yes, Prabhu, I'm initiated. I've already given my heart to Gorgoin Maharaj. I'm done. So I felt he is more initiated than me. Because he's so chaste to his spiritual master. Even after he's left, he is not. Every day he hears his lectures, every day he's serving, every day he's going and doing all the duties. Right? It's a matter of loving relationship with your spiritual master. You should develop that. I don't have attraction towards my guru. Then you are in very dangerous situation. If you don't have attraction towards your guru, means you are in a very dangerous situation. Now, how will you go back to spiritual world if you don't have attraction towards your guru? If you don't have attraction towards you, what are you supposed to do? You don't have attraction towards your guru, what are you supposed to do? Hare Krishna. Go to those people who have attraction. Go to those people who have attraction. Sit with them and ask, Prabhu, please tell me some things that will attract me towards my guru. That will make me serve my guru nicely. I want to serve more. I want that attraction that you have. I want that attraction. You go and you'll get that attraction. Because he has that attraction. Only a devotee can give devotion. Even Krishna cannot give. Krishna also depends on his devotees to give devotion. That is one thing, Prabhuji. Dasraj Prabhu. Krishna cannot give. To give devotion, it depends on his devotees. Right? So, yeah.
Today I heard Giriraj Swami Maharaj. He told you should not choose the guru. You should find a guru. Guru is already there. You should not choose.
You should not choose. You should find a guru. Find a guru. Giriraj Swami Maharaj. Giriraj Maharaj gave a class to Hyderabad congregation. I heard the recording. He gave a morning Bhagavatam class, I think, during COVID time. He said he got a very critical medical problem because of which he was admitted and he almost was unconscious for a long time. And they did the operation, then he came out, then he realized that for almost 2 months plus, he was completely not in his conscious position. So what is the first thing he did? What do you think is the first thing he did? 2 months is equal to 61 days, or rather 62 days. I don't want to take chances. Into 992 rounds. I have to finish my 992 rounds, which I did not finish. And every single day, he added those rounds and finished those rounds in the next 6 to 7 months. Now you tell me what is sincerity. We are thinking about chanting 16 rounds or no. Here is a spiritual master who is initiating so many disciples around the world, one of the most senior disciples of Prabhupada, and is making sure he's chanting his 16 rounds. Once one devotee in Chopati left his body. This, I think Gaurang Prabhu told in some lecture. He called his Guru Maharaj, his oldest Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Maharaj, his disciple left his body today. Can you please pray for him? You know what was the first question that Maharaj asked? Did he finish his rounds? That's it. Can you see the importance the spiritual master is giving on the 16 rounds? Otherwise, no. सभी लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है? Why is he asking that question, Prabhu? Did he finish his 16 rounds? Why do you think a spiritual master asks you to finish your rounds during Brahma Muhurta? Because you may die after Brahma Muhurta. Finish it and die. Complete your sound. Tell about it. Right? But understand the importance given by spiritual master on chanting 16 rounds. Did he finish his 16 rounds? Yes, Maharaj, he finished. He has gone back to Krishna. No matter you are a preacher, you are a person who cooks, you are a person who serves, you are a person who distributes books, who just attends satsang and serves whatever little, doesn't matter. Prabhuji, Maharaj did a lot of service. He attracted a lot of people to Krishna. Did he finish his 16 rounds? Maharaj, he arranges very big yatras. Maharaj, he also raised 100 crores for the trip. Did he finish his 16 rounds? Maharaj, he understands Bhagavatam so nicely. He can recite 200, 300 verses. Maharaj, he can give class without. Did he finish 16 rounds? A lot of people go to my Guru Maharaj, Radhanath Swami, because I know him more. I speak about it more. They go, Maharaj, can you give a personal instruction? Chant your 16 rounds attentively on beats. No, Maharaj, something else. I already know this. No, that is the only instruction he gives to everyone. If he sees somebody doing that, he is very happy. He doesn't want big projects. He doesn't want you to do some big gimmicks. We did Rath Yatra, 2,000 people came. Did he? Did he chant his 16 rounds? No, Maharaj, I was busy serving Prasadam. I was busy doing this. I was making what? Did he chant your 16 rounds? Period. That's also. Are you following 4 related principles? How is your sadhana? How is your sadhana? If you don't have good sadhana, you're not chanting 16 rounds, and you don't have an intention also of doing that, what are you doing in the satsang? Spiritual entertainment? क्या कर रहे? करना भी है नहीं है? You want to go forward or no? Yes, sir. Then go forward. Then go forward. Spiritual master always do. Go forward. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. My godbrother Sudama Gopal Prabhu, he was telling once he was in Vrindavan and he was walking in Vrindavan, going from temple to temple. Suddenly he saw Sachidanand Maharaj, another great sannyasi. He was sitting in some corner in some place in Vrindavan, somewhere near the Yamuna river. He was sitting, and this Prabhuji went there. And Maharaj, gave obeisance. And then Maharaj is there. Immediately sit there for some time because Sannyasi Maharaj is sitting. And Maharaj says, we all should chant our mantra very nicely. Can we chant together, Prabhu? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Started chanting. This Prabhuji is like, I didn't know that he was going to make you sit and chant. Right? We started chanting with him, 1 round. And after that, Hare Krishna. So nice. Can we chant 1 more round together, folks? Hare Krishna, Hare. I'm getting uncomfortable. What is happening? I already finished my 16 rounds. See the consciousness? How can you chant karna? I've given a decent burial to that chanting bell. हो गया आज का दिन. Buried. Tomorrow morning I'll resurrect that chanting bell from inside and I'll start chanting again. But look at the sannyasi. He's sitting and he has already finished the chanting note, by the way. It's not like he's chanting because he has rounds left. He's chanting because chanting is Yuva Dharma. And chanting is what he likes to do. He's chanting. When you go to him, what does he make you do? Chant. I don't want to chant. How? You don't want to get attraction towards chanting. Then what are you doing in ISKCON? ISKCON is all about chanting, Prabhu. There is no other, by the way, I'm not going to tell anything different. Right? ISKCON is all about chanting. Chant, chant, chant. Can't. So many years have passed. Are you chanting? Yes, Prabhu. Chanting regularly? No problem. Why you want to be regular? My mercy, Prabhu. I want to travel around planets, Prabhu. Next time, Swarga planet. If you have chanted one round or at least one mantra, you are going to Swarga. You know that, right? Did I tell you? Even if one mantra, how many have chanted one mantra of Hare Krishna? Everybody. If not, can you all chant now?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Finish. Ramba, Urvashi, Menaka, everybody is. They are going. Swarga guaranteed. We are going. Suffer there. Minister be karma. You suffer in Nanakram Guda or Tellapur or wherever. Question is where you will suffer. Because the entire material world is what? Alaya. Right? Even Indra is also suffering there. Indra is suffering there, Varuna is suffering there, Brahma is also suffering there. Brahma Bhoranaloko Punaravartano. Right? Everybody is suffering. So where do you want to choose to go? Even one mantra you chanted, you'll go around the planet. Nice bouncing you'll have, you'll go everywhere. But you want to go outside it, then you have to chant 16 minimum and attentively and accept the spiritual master. And that is real knowledge. Krishna and Prabhupada has told in the purport that 20 items of knowledge that we might discuss next week. I'll stop here. But the 20 items are useless if you don't accept a spiritual master. Or you're not aspiring to accept a spiritual master. And why are you accepting spiritual master? To serve him. For spiritual purpose, obviously. To serve him. Right? And how and what all you should employ in serving him? Mind, body, intelligence, soul. Manasa, vacha. Huh? Everything. Everything I'm going to give. Not little. Everything. Everything I'm going to give and I'll make spiritual progress. Right? We'll do small kirtan. Yeah? Any questions at this point? Yes, bro. Yes, bro. So I can't hear you. Okay.
He said like chanting we do, right? So the chanting we do before initiation is a kind of a practice, but after the initiation it's a kind of spiritual.
Yes. Yeah. So Prabhuji's question, I'll repeat your question though. Yeah. So Radharamesh Prabhu is asking that one Mataji preacher told, did I say any Mataji? She is one very good preacher also. Maybe it's not, I don't know. So basically she told that the chanting that you do before initiation is practice. The real chanting starts after initiation. Is that true? Yes, it is true. But what is initiation? Initiation is just not the fire yajna. If you have dedicated your life for Prabhupada, you are already initiated. And then you are choosing a disciple of Prabhupada, that is also already initiated. And then you are actually getting initiated, that is also actually initiated. Point is, are you connecting to the parampara? That is the point. And have you given your heart? Have you given your heart and commitment? That's initiation. You are already initiated. Krishna is not like, oh, he did not get initiated, he did not do 5 AKM minus 220, he'll go to somewhere. No. If you have given your heart, that itself is done. And who knows better whether you've given your heart or no? He knows. Krishna knows. Yeah, this devotee is sincere, he has given his heart. He will come. Even if you are not, or you're struggling to follow the 4 regulative principles, if Krishna sees that you're sincerely fighting for it, he'll take you back and back to that. Vitrasura was a demon, Prabhu. He just ate some devatas and he came. He took him back home, that's guarded. Right? Will you go and tell Tapasya, Sauchyam, Satyam, Daya? You don't have, you will not go. No, he is Krishna conscious devotee. Garuda, he is a Krishna conscious devotee. He is eating what he likes to eat, what is right for him. Right? Consciousness is a very high paradigm. At the same time, how many Vritrasuras are here? How many Garudas are here? So these examples are examples. You should not say, oh, I don't need to follow 4 regulative principles. Probably told. No. We are supposed to follow 4 regulative principles. And we are supposed to chant 16 rounds. And we are supposed to, we should try to become humble. We should try to become humble. Right? And even now what you are chanting will count. As long as we have that attitude. As long as we have that attitude. Any other questions? I know whatever I discussed today is a little, I'll say a little advanced way of understanding spiritual life. Right? Any other questions, thoughts, reflections? Done? So, okay. Yeah. Yes, listen. Yes, please. Bhagavatam is already there. Why Prabhupada has written again? Prabhupada has brought the purports of all great acharyas into one place. Right? There were Bhagavatams, there is Bhagavatam commentary by Sridhar Swami, there is Bhagavatam commentary by Ramanujacharya, right? Some great acharyas have all commented on Bhagavatam. There are actually 56 commentaries on Bhagavatam. 56 commentaries. Still Prabhupada translated and commented because 2 reasons. One, he wanted to bring all those at one place. So you don't miss out on the greatness. Right? Can you see me?
Very good.
I don't know what your intention is, but my color doesn't match this. Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah. That is one reason. And second reason is, Prabhupada wanted to bring out the instructions of the acharyas in the Bhagavatam purports, which nobody did. Everybody told the story of Bhagavatam, but Prabhupada brought the instructions out of the story for us to easily apply. For example, if you read Vritrasura fasting in other Bhagavatams, you'll only understand that Vritrasura was a devotee. But you'll not understand how great of a devotee he was and how we can apply those pastimes in our life. And Prabhupada reflected on our current situation also in the purpose. So we can relate to it very easily. Prabhupada told people will work like cats and dogs, donkeys, night shifts, day shifts. Prabhupada wrote these words in 1970s when there was nothing called internet. Prabhupada could gaze that people will work in the nights also. That's an acharya. He knows. That's why Prabhupada's purports are most powerful purports. Directly hits the heart. Yeah, even letters, the Prabhupada wrote. So Prabhupada, what he did, he brought all the mercies of Acharyas at one place, right? And he also gave it more applicable to us. It was very, very, if you read Prabhupada books, then it's as if he's talking to us.
I mean, every purport is a letter.
Every purport is like a letter. Yeah. Some devotees say, just put in the beginning of the purport, dear Ravi Teja Prabhu, and then the remaining read the purport. It's as if he's talking to you. Like that. Dear Lilananda Prabhu, like that, we'll put everything there. There is a need. And by the way, Prabhupada also told his disciples write books. So you might think, why is Prabhupada asking his disciples to write books? He's already given books, right? Why he wanted his disciples to write books? Anybody? Yes, and yes, that's what is parampara. You're supposed to make it more applicable and adaptable to current circumstances. Why are we making PowerPoint presentations? Is PowerPoint needed? Today it is needed. Screen laga, everybody look at the screen. Right? That's a natural tendency. Instead of looking here and there, at least look at the screen. In that screen, there is Krishna. Work is done. Right? Actually, PowerPoints really work. If you are preaching, if you are a great preacher, you don't need any PowerPoint. But otherwise, you need PowerPoints. Because you can keep the attention of the audience in a particular flow. It helps you in a flow. Like it helps us in office. So we all also can write. We all also can write. After our Guru allows us to write. Our Guru has to tell that please write. Right? Like for example, there are many good writers like Keshavanand Prabhu, a disciple of Bhakti Maharaj. He writes amazing books. He writes. And Shrutakirti Prabhu,
Bhanuswami Maharaj.
Bhanuswami Maharaj,
Hundreds of books.
yeah, so many books he's translating. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu writes so many books. His Guru Maharaj told you, right? Radhesham Prabhu, he writes. Now he is not writing these days. Initially, he writes a lot of books for youth preaching is to write. Even now he uses those books. So can you write? Can I write? Yes, we can write. When we are ready, our Guru will tell us, please write. And take it as a service to write. Right? Gaur Gopal Prabhu has more than 5 or 10 million subscribers in YouTube. His Guru told, use this. Use the talent you have to distribute Krishna. No problem. With it will come fame, with it will come name, with it will come all kinds of things, but don't miss a single Bhagavatam class. Gaur Gopal Prabhu told me when I was fortunate to drop him to airport. So I asked him the question, Prabhu, how do you deal with so much attention? He told, my spiritual master told me, daily attend Bhagavatam class without fail. Whoever is giving the class, that will save you. And he's attending. Whole world thinks Gaur Gopal Prabhu is a speaker, famous person, this, that. Deep inside he is a devotee. Right? And he every day attends Bhagavatam class, wherever he is. So sadhana is the key. Sadhana is the key. We are all sadhakas. Don't forget that. Right? And we are all here coming to become uncomfortable. So that we can become comfortable in spiritual life. You see? Today that my dear Prabhuji from Radisson did not come. Missing, but yeah, that's okay. Who is holding the Mridanga today? By the way, Kirtane Sadhari, very good. If I got Premanande, yes, yeah. 2-3 announcements because after Kirtan we can't talk anymore. So number 1, Kirtane Sadhari starting from 28th of August. I am going to talk to the Prabhuji. Everybody, please order Mridangas. Right? Individual Mridangas.
I have got Mridanga, which is like so nice. India probably sell by the stone. Probably ships to Europe. It came in post. Required return.
Yeah. So there is one Prabhuji in Mayapur.
Yes.
I asked Tarak Krishna Prabhu. Tarak Krishna Prabhu is a teacher. So he has suggested what is that? Come on. Yeah. He suggested to go with this Prabhuji. He is also in Mayapur. And he has Mridangas from 2,000 rupees to 20,000 rupees. Different levels of Mridangas. And he told that he only takes ahimsa Mridangas. Meaning a bull's forehead skin is used actually to keep in the Mridanga. So only after the bull dies, you take that skin. You don't kill the bull for that. A lot of people are doing that. So he only gets from the source where it is ahimsa. And many others are also there, not only him. So I have negotiated with him, it's like around 3,500 rupees per mridanga, right? So if you're a family of 4 and all 4 of you want to learn, I'll say buy 2. Buy 2 so that in the first batch 2 people can sit, in the second batch 2 people can sit, right? Using the same mridangas. And after the class is over, you all are supposed to take the mridanga and keep in your cars. Because I can only see mridangas here otherwise. There will be no place for everyone to sit. Right? Some of you can keep for practice during Kirtan. So I'll again talk to the Troy. I'm not getting time. So most probably this week I'll talk to him. And I'll send a count in the Kirtan Sadhari group. I'm going to put a count. You all can start putting +1, +2, +1, +2, whatever. And I'll simply order that final number. And he'll ship all the mridangas at once to one place. Maybe my home or somebody's home. It'll be shipped, right? Individually, if it goes to 10 places, it will cost even more. We'll try to bring everything to one place, right? From there, we can go ahead and take it. And I'll tell you how to pay, right? And if you want to buy from a different place, please go ahead. That's okay. I'm just trying to be a medium to connect the person who's selling and the person you're buying, right? I've asked for clay mridangas, not fiber. Take a clay one, it sounds well. Yes, probably.
We are learning Kartals, right? Can
Yes.
you order Kartals also? Sir?
Yes, Kartals also. 45 minutes mridanga, 15 minutes Kartal class.
Can you order Kartals also?
From him, you can order Kartals also. Yes, you can order Kartals. So the classes will start hopefully from August 28th. I'm hoping. If it's 1 week here and there, that's okay. And the charges are 500 rupees per person per month. To Tarak Krishna Prabhu. Directly will put in his account. And I think he is also donating some part of it for some youth preaching. So it's all going in seva, right? No need to pay more than that also. 500 is a reasonable amount. There's a decent amount we'll be raising through him for this service. And the class will be from 3 to 5, 3 to 4 one batch, 4 to 5 one batch. 3 to 4 all children and some preachers who are preaching currently, youth preaching and all, right? And then 4 to 5 Matajis and remaining. And when the 4 to 5 is happening, the children will also have a class. Another separate parallel class in another room. Right? We'll figure that out. In the same building, if there is another devotee, in the devotee's house. There is no disturbance. But at least 1 hour class for all the children on youth preaching topics. Values, value education, Mahabharata, or even material skills like presentation skills, communication skills. Let's make our children into robust preachers and talented devotees in the world, right? We can do that. So that's the idea. And I will send the invite for that and I'll send it in the group. Yeah, that's one thing. Another announcement is we have Julan Yatra starting from tomorrow. Is that right? Tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hari Bo.
This week, right? So we'll be keeping a Julan in our home, but we'll also bring the Jula to the Janmashtami. Right? So my wife will send a message whenever Julan will be ready for all of you to come into the Jula, or if you're doing Janmashtami, wherever our DTs are going, you can always come there and do the Julan, right? And we are also going to do Julan in VSK on 20th. So on Friday, we are doing Janmashtami in different parts of the city. We are all doing service on Janmashtami day. On Saturday, we are doing combined service in VSK in the early, come by 7 o'clock and chant and do a Aarti together. Let's do Aarti together. Right? Please try to come on time. 7 o'clock means 7 o'clock. Let's come. And then let's do Aarti together. Let's offer our prayers to Srila Prabhupada. Every single one of you, please write down your prayer in your heart, if not a paper. And please speak out that day. So it will inspire others, including children. Right? Your gratitude to Prabhupada. And then we'll also do Go Puja that day. You all can get your Aarti plates from your home. And we will do Go Puja. We'll feed the cows. We'll thank the cows. Recently, we had a unfortunate incident of one calf bull, a rescued bull leaving its body. So we'll pray for that bull's soul also to go back to Krishna. And so we'll do Go Puja. I'll send the schedule. The activities are we'll do Go Puja. We'll do Janmashtami Nandotsav the next day. Nandotsav is a big feast for Krishna. So I request everybody to make something, if you can, it is dry items. Because that day morning you will come by 7, difficult for you to cook that day. It is dry items you can, in advance and bring it. And how many items you should make for a Chappan Bhog? No, 200. Chappan Bhog is calculated as 56, but it is 200 is should be our target. Right? So Chappan Bhog means 200 items. Kitna? 200 items. So let's do it. Right? So make it nicely. And if there is more prasadam, go and distribute that prasadam, Nandotsav prasadam in your apartment. Right? But no worries. So let's celebrate Nandotsav together. Let's celebrate Prabhupada appearance together. And then what was the other thing? Gau Puja together. Yeah. And then August 15th is Independence Day. We all know that. And in my own Krishi, I'm organizing for Krishi preaching. 40 people are coming. We are going to read the entire Bhagavad Gita that day. It's a holiday for everybody. Right? So if you all also want to do that in your respective places, do that. It's a good holiday. You can call them. And from morning 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, finish the entire Bhagavad Gita once. Right? One reading is good. It need not happen only on Gita Jayanti. It can happen many times in a year also. And if it's a holiday, people have time. When you are preaching new people, why don't you do it? Right? You all family can sit together and do it. You have started a new batch, you can sit with them and just read the entire Bhagavad Gita. Inspire them to come. You still have time. So next is Radhashtami is coming on September 4th. So I have a session in the morning in VSK. Who is God? On Radhashtami day for the new batch that I started. So I'll be in VSK in the morning. They'll also do Gau Puja. But in the evening, we have a Radhashtami celebration together in Praveen Prabhu's house in Chandanagar. His new house. So he's inviting all of us. Right? Praveen Prabhu and Puja Mataji. So please come. Let's celebrate Radhashtami together. I'm planning to invite a guest speaker, but it's very difficult to find guest speakers on festival days. Right? So let us see. Maybe you'll have to tolerate me for some more time. But let us see if we can. Yeah. What are the festivals? Balram Jayanti. If you're not doing it, coming during the week, we can go to the temple. ISKCON Abbott's temple. You can go, take blessings, and spend some time there. What are the festivals? Very good. Covered everything.
Ekadashi.
Tomorrow is Ekadashi. So, yeah. Tomorrow Devanand what? Devanand Pandit Prabhu. Is that right? Full name. No, not this Devanand. Devanand Pandit Prabhu. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Should always, just as a suggestion, should always recite the full name of an initiated disciple. Yeah. Whenever. I'm not saying his name is right or wrong, but just saying, always make it a practice. Don't make a shortcut for initiated names. They are initiated names given by their gurus. Right? So we should chant the whole name. That is respecting the guru and his disciple and the whole parampara also. For example, if somebody's name is Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, we cannot say Darshan Prabhu. So you cannot say Gauranga Prabhu. You can say Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. What is Giriraj Prabhu's name?
Shri
Sri Giriraj Prabhu. You should always call him
Shri.
Sri Giriraj Prabhu. So make sure that try not to cut short the names. Right? Like that. Yeah. And so what is the other news?
Bhadra Purnima.
Yeah. So Prasadam Provision Mataji, I request everybody to sit in lines and we will serve Prasadam one by one. Okay? Everybody in the lines. Huh?
Bhadra Purnima.
Bhadra Purnima is also coming September 10th. September 10th is a Saturday, so no need to resign. Just joking. So the point is, Bhadra Purnima is coming on Saturday. Please block your calendars. We will be celebrating in Dwarkapuri Hall is already booked. We already booked. We are the ones booked. Yes. 365 thousands are coming. We only have to distribute them. Yeah. So the price of Bhagavatam sets will be told by Subbarao Prabhu very, very soon. He is coordinating. I need a couple of devotees for coordinating the collection and payments and tracking. You can send your names to me. Right? That's a big task. Very big task, let me tell you. Almost 20 lakhs plus worth transactions will happen. Right? Where money is going from the donor to the donee and the distributor, and whether the set is going to the person who is supposed to go, address tracking, right? So much coordination activity happens. Sucharita Mataji did it once for us, and Mehak Mataji did it for once, and several other Matajis also participated. Saraswati Mataji did it once, right? So I would suggest Matajis to come forward for this if you are available, if you have time. This Prabhu is already running behind too many things. Any other?
Raji, how are we going to do 365?
How are we going to do 365? Nidai Gaur Premanande. It's very simple. 80 of us are sitting here. Each one take 3 sets. Khatam. 240 over. Huh? Some effort, some others will also put. Huh? When I say take 3 sets, I'm not asking for your money. Inspire 3 people. Inspire 3 people. You all can do. Everybody here can inspire 3 people. If you are not able to inspire anybody, then what is the purpose of your life? Huh? Mahesh Prabhu is preaching really aggressively and all the ways in Mayom Vihanga. Including aliens. Yeah. See, aliens were not supposed to come on this planet. Prabhuji brought from aliens also. Right? Subbarao Prabhu is preaching in Hanuman Temple and so many other places. I am trying to do my part. You are all trying to do your parts. And by the way, everybody who did Bhakti Shastri is supposed to preach. Rajesh Prabhu requested. So think about your preaching endeavors. Bhakti Shastri is not to. No. It is not supposed to, digest and throw it outside. No. It is supposed to give it to others. So start planning for. And another Bhakti Shastri batch I am going to announce a little later. I know there are already some people who want to do it. And everybody who has not done it, please do it. Right? You all can subscribe. But there is a restriction in terms of your qualification to do it. You should be chanting minimum 8 rounds for at least 6 months. Right? And you should be following the 4 related principles. If you are doing that, then your name will be nominated for Bhakti Shastri. Hare. All done? Yeah. May I request Suma Mataji to do the Kirtan? Or any Mataji, Saraswati Mataji, Suma Mataji. Yeah? Hare Krishna. Can somebody pass the mic on? Then I want to sing. You can take that whole set there. You can remove this and keep it to plug there. Really? Take that. Wait, take the mic. Brother Mataji's Kirtan is to cry. Kirtan is to make us cry. Cry for Krishna. Okay? So please, loudly, emotionally surrender. Battery will go away in 10 minutes. So keep the power.
Krishna
Krishna